Please. Corner workers to your positions, please. All corner workers, track personnel, back to your positions, please. All right, race fans that are here with us at the Springfield Short Track AFT Singles. First round of practice coming up in about 1 minute. AFT Singles will be rolling onto the racetrack. Last call, corner workers, to your spots, please. It's go time at the George Mack Memorial Short Track. Welcome, race fans tuning in all across the world. It's Progressive American Flat Tracks, the George Mack Memorial Short Track. Today is the AMA All-Star National Flat Track Series, and we are covering the AFT Singles. AFT Singles rolling onto the track. Your points leader, 18, Maxwell, will lead him out on the 18 bike. The 1 of Dallas Daniels, 13, Morgan Mishler, 15, Mikey Rush, 48, Trent Lowe. Maxwell out in front, the 18 bike, lead him on the factory Red Bull KTM. Dallas Daniels on the 1 bike. Morgan Mishler on the 13, down the back straightaway to turn number 3. The Killer Whale out in front. He's your points leader coming into tonight. We got a doubleheader for the AFT Singles riders. Dallas Daniels probably has more laps on this racetrack than anybody else in the field tonight. His teammate Mikey Rush trying to get by the 13 of Morgan Mishler. This is the first time the AFT Singles riders have been on the racetrack. We raced all day yesterday and earlier today with the All-Star Singles, All-Star racers got their practice and qualifying in earlier today. Maxwell out front, continuing to pull away. There's a look at Dallas Daniels right there on the 1 bike. Second place in the point standings. Had a nasty get off or 2 at the Peoria TT. Weren't even sure if he's gonna be here until we got here today. On the number 1, Estenson Racing Monster Energy Yamaha. Dallas Daniels on the 1 bike. Cody Kopp in the top spot, fastest lap out here. 13.689 for Cody Kopp, the 143. Cody Kopp fastest, Bruner second quickest, 13.763. Morgan Mishler 13, 13.684. Here comes group number 2 rolling onto the racetrack. The 38 Tanner Dean will bring him out. 99 Kevin Stallings, 94 Ryan Wells. 26 Aiden Rusev. Cody Kopp fastest so far. Bruner second, Morgan Mishler third, Dallas Daniels 4th, and 5th is Mikey Rush so far in practice. Group number 2 is on the racetrack. Dean out front, that's the Dean machine. First Impressions Racing is first and second on the racetrack down the back straightaway. 38.94 on the same team. Rusev is right behind him on the 96, the 26 bike, Aiden Rusev. Got him the 124, Hunter Bauer. 109, Billy the Kid, Billy Ross. The 11 back in action, Andrew Luker. 55, Tyler Radicchio. Bikes on the track. It's group number 2, AFT Singles practice. Tanner Dean out front. There's a look at the 94, Ryan Wells, flying Ryan Wells from Albion, New York. Wells looking pretty smooth on the 94 bike so far. White flag is out. Oh, Tanner Dean just about comes off the motorcycle right there. Nice save by the Dean machine. Checkered flag is out for the 38, Tanner Dean. 94 coming to the checkered flag. 124, Hunter Bauer. 109, Billy Ross. 55, Raggio. The 11 of Luker. 243, Jared Lowe. And the 99, Kevin Stallings. That's how they come across the line right there. That was practice group number 2. Up next, practice group number 3 is down here in the holding area. For you folks here in attendance, the AFT singles riders will be staging and coming in and out of the turn outside of turns 1 and 2. All the rest of the riders are pitted outside 3 and 4. It's a big day. AMA All-Star National Flat Track Series. Taking a look at how they finished up in practice so far. That was group number 2. One more group to go. Here they come. 161, Casey Sisko. 156, Jordan Jean. 110, Damon Ream. 133, David Wiggin. 107, Blake Steinwagner. 176 pulling out there. The 157, Ian Wolf. And the 98, Kale Kolkman. First time I've seen him in the AFT singles class. Kolkman at the back of the pack on the 98 bike. Practice right here, right now. It's group number 3 onto the racetrack. Practice going on right now, AFT singles. One rider gets almost off the motorcycle, turns 1 and 2. It's Ian Wolf on the 157 bike, somehow saves it right there, good save. 143 quickest in practice, 143 with a 13.689. Practice session number 1 out here for the AFT singles. They'll get 1 round of practice today. Checkered flag is out. Here they come to the checkered flag. All-Star singles are up next. All-Star singles are pro riders going for $2,020 to win the All-Star singles main event a little bit later on. That's the Steve Nace class. That'll be coming up in just a moment. That was the last group of our AFT singles. Cody Kopp, quickest in practice, the 143. Trevor Bruner, second quick by 0.074 seconds off of the leader. Morgan Mishler, third quickest in practice. Dallas Daniels was fourth. His teammate Mikey Rush was fifth. Up next, looks like they'll do a little track prep in between the rounds between the AFT singles riders and the All-Star singles riders. All-Star singles are pro riders and some amateurs mixed in. They'll be coming out here racing. These are not AFT singles riders, but there's a bunch of different classes racing tonight. But first, there'll be some track maintenance out here today. It's a doubleheader short track for the AFT singles riders. The All-Star singles are lined up over there in the holding pen getting ready to come out. So we'll do a little track maintenance out here. This weekend is brought to us by Memphis Shades and Law Tigers. Tomorrow we will be on the mile. We get started early tomorrow. Practice at 10, gates at 9. Opening ceremonies at 1:10. Also, they're going to ride the mile early tomorrow. Do a little track maintenance. We'll be right back. We're doing some track maintenance out here at the Springfield Short Track. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsors. We'll be back to Springfield.
Hey, is that your stomach growling? Or the sound of thousands of cc's circling the track? Fuel up for race day with Mission Foods. Rev those taste buds with fast and easy to create recipes that are Winner's Circle delicious. Try some of our mouth-watering tacos to piled high nachos, fresh chips with guac, and more. Start those engines, because Mission has you covered from the green flag to the checkered flag. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Progressive insures over 5 million boats, motorcycles, and RVs throughout America. Get a quote in under 4 minutes at americanflattrack.com/progressive to see how much you could save.
Race fans, VP Racing Fuels offers a full line of power sports fuels, lubricants, coolants, and appearance products for track and street. From pro racers to weekend warriors, we help riders make more power. Ask your local power sports dealer.
Dunlop is proud to be the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. What we learn from racing is rolled into our production tires, such as the Dunlop K180, a street-legal version of the aggressive DT3 Flat Track tire. With the K180, street riders can now have the authentic flat track tire experience. No other tire company has won more American motorcycle championships than Dunlop.
Tired of replacing your battery every year? It's time to buy the world's best lithium battery, the Pulse IPT, with up to 1,200 cranking amps and unmatched reliability. There's no better battery for your bike. Visit Full Spectrum Power in the paddock today or on Instagram, Facebook, and the web. Start something. Power everything.
Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com.
Memphis Shades brings you a whole new level of style when it comes to motorcycle windshields and fairings. The quality, style, and selection set these products apart from the pack. Memphis Shades designs and builds all windshields, fairings, and hardware in-house. Raw materials in, finished goods out. Made in Memphis. Style that works. Klotz Synthetic Lubricants is proud to be the official lubricant of American Flat Track. Family owned and made in America since 1959. Klotz has built its reputation by answering the call of racers and performance enthusiasts who won't settle for anything less than superior synthetic lubricants. Racers and performance buffs around the world rely on Klotz to get them to the checkered flag. Order today at klotzlube.com.
Parts Unlimited, the people behind We Support the Sport, welcome you to this high-action event. We are proud to join with race fans everywhere in working to ensure that our sport gets bigger and more exciting each season. And you too can support the sport by visiting your local dealer who stocks products from Parts Unlimited. They've got the very best in high-performance parts and accessories and the best support network in the business. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport. You don't take greatness for granted, and neither should your gear. We are Torch Eyewear, and we design sunglasses for protection, performance, and chasing your passion. For more information, visit our website at torcheyewear.com and click on our free Home Try-On program. Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com.
On Friday, October 8th, Charlotte NC is hosting an epic battle. American Flat Track returns to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 2021 season finale.
You see how bad these guys want it.
All the action, all the fun. This is a race you don't want to miss. The Charlotte Half Mile on October 8th at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
And welcome back to the Springfield Short Track on the racetrack. All-Star Singles, 62 Dan Bromley out in front. The 29, Jake the Snake, Jake Mattia chasing down on the KTM. Practice underway for the All-Star Singles. 62 is Dan Bromley in the lead this practice session. No transponders on these motorcycles, no names to go along with them yet. I'll have those names a little bit later on. $2,020 up for grabs for the All-Star Singles. Checkered flag is out. 62 is Dan Bromley, who led every lap of that one. This is group number 1. Well, again, we'll have names to go along with these riders a little bit later on. They're part of the AMA All-Star National Flat Track Series All-Star Singles, getting their practice sessions. Again, no transponders on these riders. I see there's 7-1 Jess Reynolds. The 90 is pulling off the racetrack on the back straightaway. Group number 2 is already on the track on the front straightaway. Takes them about a half a lap to get to full speed here on the short track. Again, singles versus amateurs out here in this one. Looks like Smoke and Joe Kopp at the back of the pack on the 143. Leader slips a little bit wide, turns 1 and 2. Charge hard down here into turns 3 and 4. Down the back straightaway. Now the leader's on the front side. New rider up the inside, taking over that top spot. That is Dustin Paul, the 23 bike. Oh, he puts his hand up, having a problem. Red flag is out. I see a red flag. Rider down right here outside turn number 2. 28 on his back. I believe it might be Steven Sandoval, but he is up and over the handlebars over here outside turn number 2. The hands go up. On the track also was the 143 of Smoke and Joe Kopp. Yeah, rider on the back straight, I believe it's the 28 of Steven Sandoval going down. You can see he went a little bit further than his motorcycle did. Steve Moorhead is out there to go get him checked out. The paramedics are coming. Here comes Steve Nace, who's the promoter of this event. It is the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader here tonight. All-Star Singles classes and AFT Singles classes. Put your hands together. He's up and on his feet. The 28 bike going down outside of turn number 2. Let's get him taken care of. Steven Sandoval over here. This is our practice session for the All-Star Singles. So just got a look at the schedule of events. We are through with our AFT Singles first round of practice. All-Star Singles get 1 round of practice. We will come back at 4:30. AFT Singles qualifying round number 1, 3 groups. They'll go 5 laps apiece. Then our Steve Nace All-Star Series practice. Then we'll do a little bit of track maintenance. All AFT Singles qualifying round number 2 is at about 5:20. Steve Nace All-Star Series practice at about 5:30. Opening ceremonies at 6:30 p.m. here. Do some track maintenance, and then we'll come back with AFT Singles Semis 1 and 2, some track prep, All-Star Singles Heat Race 1 and 2. Then we get into some of our main events for the amateurs that raced earlier today, did their qualifying heat races and semis. 250 amateurs will be their first main event. Open Vintage main event will be the second one. Open Singles amateur main event was a huge class, 30 riders. That will be their main event. Then we'll do a little track maintenance, come back with our AFT Singles main event number 1. There's a look at the weather right now. Everybody's worried about Mother Nature putting some moisture on the racetrack. We had a slight bit of some drips were coming down earlier. 5 o'clock, it's going to be 74.9 degrees. I love how we got the decimal point here. Looks like radio stations out here. 6 o'clock, 74 degrees. 7 o'clock, 72 degrees. It's cooling off. It's a beautiful day out here. The cloud coverage is a little bit nicer than it was yesterday. The clouds have rolled in throughout the area, and so far so good. Mother Nature holding off. Again, the AFT Singles will be running 2 main events tonight, which means they'll be running 4 semifinals, which makes qualifying even more important. So how you get qualified for your semis, that will qualify you for tonight's semifinals. The AFT Singles will have 2 semifinals. They'll take a break, come back with their main event, and then after that we'll have their second set of qualifying. Here comes another group of All-Star Singles rolling onto the racetrack. These are pros and amateurs running together. The 49 Tragan Birdsong out in front. The 23 Dustin Paul, Gage Smith on the 13 bike. Those are top 3 riders out in front. Declan Bender's on that 70P back there. He's had a good day so far. Again, pros versus amateurs in the All-Star Singles class. Dustin Paul on the inside, the 23 rider. Here comes Gage Smith on the 13 from Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is just practice for the All-Star Singles riders. Dustin Paul's looking really racy out here this weekend. Gage Smith, the back end, just about comes around on him over here in turn number 2. Declan Bender up the inside to that 3rd spot. Declan Bender on the 70P. Behind him, Tragan Birdsong, Kansas rider, the 49. The short track, very cool out here. It's very different. They change it up every time we come out here. They make a few changes to it. checkered flag is a waving right there for Dustin Paul, the 23 from Colorado. Declan Bender, the 70P. Gage Smith, the 13. Birdsong. Reese Podorf on the 06. Ryan Miner, the 27. Kennedy's on the 53. 143, Smoking Joe Kopp pulls off. That is Cody Kopp's dad, so he pulls off, and he's pitted over here with his son Cody Kopp outside turns 1 and 2. All the rest of the amateur and all-star racers are pitted over there outside of turns 3 and 4. So the first round of practice is all done for the AFT singles and now for the all-star singles. On my schedule right here, looks like we have some track maintenance. And then we will get into our first round of qualifying for the AFT singles. Their first round of qualifying is up next. We've been racing yesterday and all day today. Just getting ready to go with the doubleheader short track for the AFT singles. Up there on the concourse, they'll stop by and see the rookies of 79. They've got a booth set up outside turn number 1 up there on the concourse. Behind them is the Motorcycle Lawyers. That is the Law Tigers. They've got a booth set up, and the event t-shirts are up there on the concourse level. Stop by and check them out. Down in the pit area, Seafoam has a booth set up down there right by the concession stand down there on the infield section. I'm Scotty Dubler, the voice of American Flat Track. The track crew is going to roll out there onto the racetrack, which means a quick break in the action. AFT singles qualifying round number 1 is up next at 4:30 p.m. So we got about 10 more minutes. We'll be back on the racetrack in about 10 minutes out here at the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader.
The way this racetrack has turned out, AJ, is incredible. They can run high, low, middle, anywhere they want. We're talking 8 riders in contention for this right now. The final corner awaits. Look at this track. Briar Bauman's going to have to use the track. Briar Bauman wins 2 years in a row here at Williamsburg.
Hold on to your burritos because things are about to get too fast, too tasty. Mission Foods is a proud sponsor of the AFT Super Twins. Add Mission to your race-watching snacks for mouth-watering race day flavors. Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Arai Helmets started racing in America in flat track, and we've been supporting it ever since. Arai, handcrafted with an obsessive dedication to rider protection. For more information, please visit our website, AraiAmericas.com. Looking for more power? E3 spark plugs deliver more power, better fuel efficiency, and reduced emissions. The secret is in the patented diamond-shaped ground electrode that promotes a more complete burn of the fuel. Proven on the dyno and on the racetrack, the official spark plug of American Flat Track helps power champions on 2 wheels and 4. Winners run E3. What are you running?
Falken Tires is proud to be the official light truck tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Choosing the right tire for your truck or SUV is critical. And Falken has you covered, offering highway terrains to all-terrains through torture-tested mud terrains. For more information on Falken's full line of Wild Peak products, please visit us at www.falkentire.com.
If you ever dreamed of blue skies, fresh air, and blue-green water, then look no further. If your idea of heaven on earth includes velvet golf courses, romantic evenings, and a setting sun, then you owe it to yourself to check out Southwest Florida's beautiful Punta Gorda and its neighboring areas. At mydigitallisting.com, we've been making dreams come true for over a decade.
Rocky Mountain ATV MC is proud to support the Progressive American Flat Track Red Bull KTM singles team and racers everywhere from start to finish. by being the primary source for off-road gear, parts, and accessories. RockyMountainATV/MC.com. Get ready.
Whelen designs and manufactures reliable and powerful warning lights, white illumination lighting, sirens, controllers, and high-powered warning systems for various industries worldwide. Every part of every Whelen product is proudly designed and manufactured in America. On the road, in the air, and around the world, Whelen is trusted to be seen, trusted to be heard, trusted to perform.
At Tech Mounts, we support motorcycle riders, industry retailers, and OEMs for over 20 years. Proudly designed and manufactured in the USA, Tech Mounts has become the #1 source for mounting any mobile device on any vehicle and comes with a lifetime guarantee. See all Tech Mounts products at your local motorcycle dealers, retailers, and on techmounts.com.
Voodoo Ranger. Live dangerously.
If you ever dreamed of blue skies, fresh air, and blue-green water, then look no further. If your idea of heaven on earth includes velvet golf courses, romantic evenings, and sun setting, then you owe it to yourself to check our Southwest Florida's beautiful Punta Gorda and its neighboring areas. At mydigitallisting.com, we have been making dreams come true for over a decade. Supporters of American Flat Track since 1999, our team of professionals are ready to help you find your vacation, investment, and permanent new residence in paradise.
You own the job and everything that comes with it. The mornings that start too early, the nights that go too late, and every unbelievable thing in between. It's good to know you can rent whatever construction equipment you need from people who do whatever it takes. Visit us at catrentalstore.com.
And welcome back to the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader AFT Singles Group number 1 qualifying round number 1, pulling up to the staging area. 18, Maxwell. The 1 is Dallas Daniels. 13, Morgan Mishler. 15, Mikey Rush. 48, Trent Lowe. 21, Trevor Bruner. 52, Shayna Texter-Bauman. 51, Cole Zabalin. The 143 is Cody Kopp, who is fastest in practice. They're coming out of the turn number 1 and turn number 2 area. Here they come onto the racetrack. Maxwell, our points leader, will lead him out. Down the back straightaway they go. The 18 out in front. The 1 is Dallas Daniels right behind him. 20-point advantage between first and second. We'll get into the point standings a little bit later on. There's Maxwell. We're following him a lap around the Springfield Short Track. Look at him burp the throttle down here in turns 3 and 4. Green flags waving, clock has started. We are qualifying at the Springfield Short Track for the AFT Singles. 9 riders on the racetrack right now. It's like 27 total AFT Singles. How they qualify will set them into their semifinals. There are 2 sets of semifinals today for all of our riders, so they're looking for the best qualifying lap they can get. Trevor Bruner to the top spot, 1:3.698. He won his first AFT Singles National last year when we were here. There's the 1 of Dallas Daniels, currently back in the 6th spot. Behind him, Morgan Mishler on the 13. Cody Cobb up to second. There's a look at the 21 of Trevor Bruner, the Turner Racing American Honda. Bruner right there on the 21 bike. Last year when he got his first win, his shield was fogged up. I think he's feeling the pressure. He looks pretty strong so far. The 21 right now in the top spot. 13.698 checkered flag coming out. They're told to do a little practice start on the back straightaway if they want to. Looks like they're all going to roll on through. So once again, Trevor Bruner at the top spot. The 21 bike, 13.698 for Trevor Bruner. Second is Cody Cobb. Look at this, 13.699. 1/1000th of a second between Trevor Bruner and Cody Cobb. Dallas Daniels third, 13.764. Fourth is Mikey Rush. Fifth is Morgan Mishler. Sixth is Zabala. Maxwell way back there in seventh. Eighth is Shayna Texter-Bauman, and ninth is Trent Lowe back there deep in the field. It's set up to go with group number 2, AFT Singles. This is their second group here coming out right now. It's qualifying. AFT Singles, here they come. '94 flying Ryan Wells out there, the 38 Tanner Dean, 99 Kevin Stallings, 26 Aiden Rusev, 124 Hunter Bauer, 109 Billy Ross, 243 Jared Lowe, 11 Andrew Luker, good to see him back. And 55 Tyler Radjill, those are the bikes on the racetrack right now. Second group qualifying around number 1. There's Tanner Dean, got Rusev's looking up the inside over here. Tanner Dean's got a good battle with Aiden Rusev's the 26. Moves over, lets Tanner Dean go on by. Group number 2 qualifying round number 1. Tyler Radjill up to 11th on the 55 bike. Might be the fastest bike on the racetrack. We're watching Tanner Dean and Aiden Rusev's. Rusev's the 26 bike out there on the racetrack. White flag is out. Big PR flagman. Checkered flag is out for the 38 Tanner Dean, Rusev's, the 94 Ryan Wells. The rest of the gang here, they come across the checkered flag. And so they're going to do a little track maintenance after this one to give group number 3 a fresh racetrack, try to keep it fair and equal to all of our AFT Singles riders. So they're going to take a little break in the action, do a little track maintenance. They're hauling for the tractors right now. Taking a look at the results from the first 2 so far. Trevor Bruner, your fast time so far, 13.698. Cody Cobb, 1/1000th off in second, 13.699. Dallas Daniels third. Mikey Rush is fourth. Morgan Mishler is fifth. Cole Zabala sixth. Aiden Rusev seventh. Maxwell. Shayna Texter-Bauman ninth. 10th is Ryan Wells. That's it for groups 1 and groups 2 here in our first round of qualifying. We have one more group to go, then we'll get into the All-Star Series. Their qualifiers are coming up here real soon. We'll be right back to Springfield.
Progressive insures over 5 million boats, motorcycles, and RVs throughout America. Get a quote in under 4 minutes at AmericanFlatTrack.com/progressive to see how much you could save.
Honda's all-new Talon 1000 X4, the official sports side-by-side of American Flat Track, and the same vehicle driven during intermissions to condition the track. Featuring a high-tech 6-speed automatic dual-clutch transmission, quick revving 1000cc twin-cylinder engine, Fox suspension, intelligent 4-wheel drive, and stadium seating for up to 4. The Talons are now available at your local Honda Powersports dealer. SBS is your single source for brake parts and components. From pads to rotors, shoes, and other important parts covering motorcycles, scooters, motocross bikes, ATVs, and UTVs. We create the power to stop you so you can go ahead. Find the right parts for your bike at www.sbsbrakes.com.
Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors.
With over 300 World Championship titles, for 44 years, Öhlins advanced suspension technology has been providing the pinnacle of suspension for all areas of motorsports. For road or track, dirt or asphalt, when you choose Öhlins products to elevate your performance, you get Öhlins USA support and service to keep fueling your passion for excellence.
S&S Cycle was born from a passion for racing and has spent over 60 years building high performance for the power sports market. All the while, racing has remained at our core, from the Bonneville Salt Flats to championships in progressive American flat track. S&S is the go-to for high performance on and off the racetrack.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 8th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2021. TDFJ wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com. Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com. Dunlop is proud to be the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. What we learn from racing is rolled into our production tires, such as the Dunlop K180, a street-legal version of the aggressive DT3 flat track tire. With the K180, street riders can now have the authentic flat track tire experience. No other tire company has won more American motorcycle championships than Dunlop.
The darkness is full of demons, hazy creatures who lurk in the shadows, prowling under the cloak of dusk. But we're not demons. We're beasts.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
On Friday, October 8th, Charlotte NC is hosting an epic battle. American Flat Track returns to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 2021 season finale.
You see how bad these guys want it.
All the action, all the fun. This is a race you don't want to miss. The Charlotte Half Mile on October 8th at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
And welcome back to the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader. Up next, group number 3, AFT Singles qualifying round 1. 156 Jordan Jean, 110 Damon Ream, 161 Casey Sisko, 135 Ezra Brusky, 133 David Wiggin, 157 Ian Wolf, 98 Cale Kochman, 107 Blake Steinwagen, and the 166 is Michael Lanehart. This is group number 3. Try to give a fresh track to all of our competitors in the AFT Singles class. All-Star Singles are staged up outside turn number 4. Their practice session, round number 2, is up next. So while we got a quiet break in the action, happy birthday to Lori Roos Evans. Today is her birthday. I heard she's 29 or something like that. Happy birthday to Lori. Up next, group number 3 is getting set to go. When that track is ready, they'll send them out. AFT Singles group number 3. The time to beat right now in qualifying round 1 is the 21 bike. Bruner, 13.698. Bikes are rolling out of turn number 2. Here they come onto the track. 156, Jordan Jean right there on the screen from Michigan out in front. Take a look through the pack. Also out there is Damon Ream, just got the ride to Waters Auto Body KTM team right before the New York Short Track. Follow Jordan Jean a lap around Springfield Short Track. Goes a little bit wide down there in turns 3 and 4 on the front straightaway. It's really soft on the outside front straightaway. When I got here yesterday morning, there's mud everywhere on the infield, so they've got a lot of rain in the past couple of weeks. Track looks really racy though. Right now they've been continuing to add water and continue to turn it up with the drags and with the tiller. There's 161 Casey Cisco, 157 Ian Wolf. 98 Kel Polkman is on the racetrack. The 98 is currently 15th quick. There's 161 Casey Cisco, the Cisco kid. One rider goes really wide over there in turns number 3 and 4. Fastest bike on the track is the 98 Kel Polkman. 1:3.960 is fastest lap in qualifying so far. White flag is out. Last lap of our first round of qualifying for the AFT singles. Checkered flag is out. Group number 3, checkered flag is out. So round 1 of qualifying is all done as a couple riders almost come together across that start-finish line. Trevor Bruner, last year's winner here at the Springfield Short Track, is your quick time after round 1, 1:3.698. That is it for our first round of qualifying for the AFT singles. The All-Star singles will be pulling onto the racetrack up next. Bruner in the top spot. Cody Kopp 1/1000th of a second off in second. Dallas Daniels is third after this first round. Mikey Rush is fourth. Morgan Mishler fifth. Cole Zabala sixth. Seventh is Bruce Evans. Eighth is Maxwell. Kel Polkman ninth. Shannon Texter Bauman 10th. Ryan Wells. Tyler Raggio. Hunter Bauer 13th. Jared Lowe. Michael Lane Hart. Trent Lowe. Tanner Dean. Damon Ream back there in 18th. Here after our first round of qualifying. 27 entries in the AFT singles class, and now we're going to switch our attention to the All-Star singles. They are pitted outside 3 and 4, and they're staged up and ready to go. All-Star singles, there'll be 24 entries, 4 heat races. The top 2 will transfer out of their heat races into the main. If you don't do that, you come back in one of 2 semifinals. We'll take the top 2 out of there. So looks like they're staged up and ready to go. I think the water truck's actually going to come onto the racetrack, trying to watch and see what's going on down here. This is a Steve Nace All-Star race. That's why we're wait for the water truck to roll onto the racetrack, and it's going to do so right now. So we're going to add some moisture to the racetrack. All-Star singles are up next. It's amateurs and pros mixed together. So you guys might have noticed somebody is missing in action in the AFT singles class. The 17 bike, Henry Wiles, is not here. He was disqualified from Wheat Sport number 2. Also was the disqualification will go off into Peoria, Illinois, so he'll be disqualified from that one, giving the win to Max Whale. And Max Whale will stretch out that points lead. Again, Henry Wiles disqualified after Wheat Sport number 2, so his win at Peoria will be disallowed as well. And we'll take a look at the point standings here in the AFT singles class. Again, double header here tonight, all in one day. It's a very hard event for our riders and teams, but they're going to get it done here today. Point standings, we'll take a look at those. Here they come into today's race. Nope, those qualifying results. Again, your points leader coming in is Maxwell. The 18 bike is our points leader. Maxwell, your current points leader, number 18. He's got 4 wins on the season, 201 points. Dallas Daniels, 20 points behind back there. He has 2 wins on the season. Max in the lead by 20 points. Morgan Mishler sitting third with 1 win on the season with 164. Mikey Rush in fourth now in the point standings with 141. Henry Wiles with 125 is not here tonight. 6th place in the points, Trent Lowe with 114 points. Trevor Bruner, 7th. Brandon Kitchen, he's done for the season is what I've been told on the number 105. Shane Texter Bauman rounds out our top 9 in the AFT singles point standings. Definitely will put the points on Dallas Daniels now. He is behind Maxwell by 20 points. He was up to 15 points. Now he's back down behind by 20 points behind with just a few rounds to go. We're here this weekend, Springfield Short Track Doubleheader for the singles. And then they'll head off to next weekend, the Sacramento Mile, Saturday and Sunday next weekend in California, and then a little bit of time off. And then we'll wrap up the season at the Charlotte Half Mile. So just a few races left after today for the AFT Singles, 2 Sacramento Miles and the Charlotte Half Mile. So that's it for the AFT Singles after we get done. Again, All-Star Singles are staged up outside turn number 4. They'll be rolling onto the racetrack here real soon with our second round of practice for the All-Star Singles. Speaking of Dallas Daniels, we'll look and see how his day ended up at the Peoria TT. Lost the front end, reaching up for a tear-off, up and over the start-finish line, goes over the handlebars and went for the wild ride all the way down the front straightaway. That's one of the longest straightaways in American flat track. Again, that's how Dallas Daniels' day ended up early. And here's an onboard from the from the rear fender, the Insta360 cam. Up and over the handlebars goes Dallas Daniels, and he goes for a tumble. There goes the motorcycle. What a wild ride for Dallas Daniels. Good to see him back on the racetrack. Yeah, those Insta360s give you such a good angle right there. You can see the back end wobbling of the tank slapper. Insta360 is the official action camera of AFT, just signed. The press release came out today, as a matter of fact, for Insta360 on-board cameras. Water truck just pulled off. It looks like the drags will come back out here. A little bit more track prep. Up next, again, All-Star Singles for their second round of practice today. All-Star Singles as amateurs and pros riders pitting up against each other. $2,020 to win the All-Star Singles. Yep, we're going to have a few minutes to get some tracks ready to go. The drags are out here. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, All-Star Singles second round of practice coming up here tonight. It's the Springfield Short Track, George Mack Memorial Short Track. We will be right back.
If you ever dreamed of blue skies, fresh air, and blue-green water, then look no further. If your idea of heaven on earth includes velvet golf courses, romantic evenings, and sun setting, then you owe it to yourself to check our Southwest Florida's beautiful Punta Gorda and its neighboring areas. At mydigitallisting.com, we have been making dreams come true for over a decade. Supporters of American Flat Track since 1999, our team of professionals are ready to help you find your vacation, investment, and permanent new residence in paradise.
You own the job and everything that comes with it. The mornings that start too early, the nights that go too late, and every unbelievable thing in between. It's good to know you can rent whatever construction equipment you need from people who do whatever it takes. Visit us at catrentalstore.com.
Dunlop is the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. We make tires in America for racing and street racing, such as our creditworthy Progressive American Flat Track Spec racing tire, the DT4, and the DT3, which is now the street-legal K180. Learn more about Dunlop tires at dunlopmotorcycletires.com. Kicker Performance Audio is the official sound system of American Flat Track. Kicker's fully stocked line of products includes speakers, amplifiers, and subwoofers for your car and truck stereo systems, as well as those for your boat, side-by-side, and touring motorcycle. Kicker also makes Bluetooth outdoor speakers, over-ear headphones, and earbuds to pair with your favorite mobile device. To learn more or find a dealer, visit kicker.com. Drag Specialties welcomes race fans. At Drag Specialties, our commitment to riding is a way of life. That's why we want to remind you that when you're ready to tackle maintenance or add performance and style to your ride, make your first stop a local dealer who stocks products from Drag Specialties. Drag Specialties. Enjoy the races.
Explore the full Indian motorcycle lineup, including the all-new redesigned FTR with 17-inch wheels and street-tuned suspension, or the new generation of a classic, the 2022 Indian Chief. For more info and to schedule a demo ride, visit IndianMotorcycle.com. Always wear a helmet, never drink and ride.
The Rookies of '79 are former racers and champions of the sport who reunited in 2009 to form the official charity for American Flat Track. 10 years and over $1.7 million raised for our injured racers. Visit rookies79.com to see how you can help.
Race fans, VP Racing Fuels offers a full line of power sports fuels, lubricants, coolants, and appearance products for track and street. From pro racers to weekend warriors, we help riders make more power. Ask your local power sports dealer.
All right, track prep is just about done. I got a special guest joining me up in the booth. We'll bring him on here in just a minute or two, but track prep's just about done. We'll put some headsets on my special guest up here in the booth. They're dragging the track right now. Up next, we'll have our All-Star Series pro riders. They'll be staging up in just a moment, pulling onto the racetrack, 24 of them. Then we'll have 4 heat races a little bit later on. Top 2 will go to the main event. 2 semis will take the top 2 out of there. The fastest 12 will be racing for $2,020 to win. I'm Scotty Dribbler, the voice of American Flat Track, up here in the booth. Joining me, he used to be number 71. Now he's rocking the best number in the world, the 43. James the Rocket Rispoli. James, welcome to the booth.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. And, yeah, rocking the number 43 here in Springfield. You know, I'd rather be racing, but, you know, I'm excited. It's just short track. It's, you know, bar banging racing, so I'm okay with sitting up here for tonight.
Is that my hat you're wearing?
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay, good. You can wear it for today. I'll have to take it over at the mile, though. But the track looks really cool, but you got any cool skunk kids racing out there right now?
I don't think we do tonight, but, you know, we've been starting the program up pretty good, and, you know, we're getting all the bikes rebuilt, and, yeah, it's something that we want to kind of bring back and, you know, try to help the next generation. You know, they've helped me a long time, and, you know, everybody in American Flat Track is more of like a family. So if we can give back, it would be really good.
Doing a little bit of track maintenance, getting set to go with the All-Star Singles. Bikes are just firing up right now. James, you talked about bar banging. It's short track racing. Just how physical is a track like this for these riders?
So Springfield Short Track usually is, you know, this is some of the best dirt that we have. And, you know, it does get physical as it gets more rutted. But, you know, these guys are all, you know, good athletes, and they've all been riding a lot. So I expect them all to be pretty good.
Lined up, there's a good look at the dirt out here. When I got here yesterday, James, it was muddy. They had the track already turned up. They got 4 inches of rain, so they've worked it in. They raced all day yesterday. Was District 17 Vintage National Race was yesterday, and today it's the All-Star races, and the AFT Singles get to race in between. So it's a big day of racing. A lot of laps are gonna be on that racetrack.
Definitely, definitely, and it's great. They always do such a good job here. You know, the track prep crew, they always do so good, and the dirt here is phenomenal. So I expect it to be a really good show tonight, and it's kind of like a gladiator area, so it'll be really, really fun.
The All-Star Singles are on the racetrack. Pros and amateurs racing together. You have to be an AMA member, of course. This is part of the Steve Nace All-Star Flat Track Series. Who are you going to be watching for? Who do you think some of the fast guys are?
I think I see Ferran out front, and
I think somebody's riding Ferran's motorcycle. So yeah, exactly. So there's a bunch of them. The 377's Kevin Anderson from Minnesota, Vanilla Cycles bike out there. I know Chase Sada was riding number 6 earlier today. He's also riding one of the 17 bikes. So it's pros and amateurs. You get to see where you stack up against the competition.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's on a pro night as well, so you can kind of see the lap times a little bit. I think you can run maybe different tires here, so maybe a little different, but you can kind of see where you stack up against the pros tonight, so it should be really good. And I've heard that possibly
Smoking Joe Cobb?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The 143, he's riding one of Cody's motorcycles. So he's pitting over here. The All-Stars pitting outside 3 and 4. Tragan Birdsong up there, an up-and-comer from Kansas. There's Jake the Snake Mattia, the 29 from Minnesota. It's always good to see him. He's from Blaine, Minnesota. 34 years old. I don't remember him on a KTM before, but got himself a ride for tonight's race.
Yeah, and he was always good. I raced against him, and I raced against a lot of these guys, and there's some, some good talent out here, even though the age is getting up there for myself and some of the riders that are out here, but it's always good. You don't lose that talent, and it'll be really cool to see, these guys coming out on a really cool track and to see if we can get some really close racing.
Checkered flag flies 377, takes him across the checkered flag. That's Kevin Anderson, and he wrote down here with the 29 of Jake Mattia. There's 23 Dustin Paul. He's an ice racing specialist. 68 Riven Ryan Barnes out there. 7-1 Jess Reynolds. She's from PA, and she always grabs hole shots, and she won a race earlier today. The crowd went nuts, and the amateur qualifying heat races were earlier this afternoon. Up next, group number 2 is getting set to roll into the racetrack. There's a bunch of them coming out. Hayden Gillum's listed here in the 69, 67 days. Dan Bromley, the 62.
It's going to be heated. It's definitely going to be heated.
Looks like Sadoff's out in front on the 17 bike. Again, we just mentioned Henry Wiles not here. That opens up the 17 bike. I know there's been an offer made to chase Sadoff. He might be on the Turner Racing team next year. Maybe this is an audition for a ride.
Definitely, and I was riding with Sadoff at PBT a couple weeks ago, and he's got a lot of talent. He rides really good, and he's got a lot of, he throws a lot of body English in there. You can see he's riding that bike really hard, so it could be an audition. I see he's riding the number 17 right there. So
absolutely. He actually won the 2021 Nicky Hayden Horizon Award at the Flat Track Grand Championships. He knows his way around a motorcycle. Back to back, the 29X Nick Henderson. That's Dan Bromley's future brother-in-law, and he knows around short track too.
Yep, definitely. There's a lot of good talent out here, and it's going to be really cool. And I see on the list here, Hayden Gillum's going to be out there, and he's always been really good. And Fisher, Bromley, there's a lot of fast guys that have come out for this race. Even with the mile coming up for the next 2 days, a lot of guys really enjoy this show.
I think Hayden Gillum's on the back straight right now, 69. Looks like he's on a KTM from Philpott, Kentucky. So he's deep in the field right now. Again, just practice. You got the 7 by Featherston. He's got 40 on his back, but Colton Featherston from Canton, Illinois, 21-year-old rider. He went very good earlier today. Normally he's number 40. He's riding number 7 motorcycle. Checkered flag comes out in this practice group number 2 of our all-star singles. So again, we mix up the all-stars and the AFT singles. Try to make sure the track is fresh for all these riders, and they'll turn it up. These 2 tractors right here, they dig deep into the dirt and brings the loose dirt back up, and that way it doesn't get too hard packed, and then they'll add moisture accordingly when the track needs it.
Yeah, definitely. At Springfield, they've always had kind of the best machines, and like I always bring up, they got the best dirt. They seem to just have their track prep dialed. Every time you go out, it's that fluffy, loamy kind of dirt, and it really brings out some really hard racing, and as well as it brings out some of the best track conditions. You see these guys laying the bike over, really pushing the bike down, and it's really physical, as you can see kind of on the outside, as it just starting to get fluffed up on the top there. It'll start to create, the bike as it to move around a lot and, cause it to be very physical. So I expect it to be a long one for the, the pro guys over here with 2 races tonight. It's going to be physical, but I know a lot of these guys have been riding a ton. I've been riding with Max in the last couple weeks and, a few of the other guys. And, everybody's been really working towards Springfield.
Max Whale, our current points leader, 20 points advantage. He hasn't been home forever. He hasn't been home since the COVID. His dad's back at home. He's here without his real family. Of course, he's got his support race family here, but Max Whale, a 20-point lead now with 4 wins, having his best season of his career.
Yeah, and he's working hard, man. Behind closed doors, he's riding a ton, and I was with him for a couple weeks, and yeah, he's a grinder, man. He's definitely stepped his game up. He's on the KTM Red Bull factory bike, and he's definitely moved into that motorcycle really good in that team. And he's alongside Shayna, and I know that they're pretty good friends, so that always is good with the team dynamic as well with Fillmore, team manager. So that's a really good, well-run team, and it's really good to see Max there.
And before you came over here into the booth, I said Dallas Daniels, out of anybody in this class, he probably has the most laps on this racetrack. He's been racing here since he's 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, and this track is something special. You kind of have to know how to ride it. As I say, there's so much grip here, and you have to have a kind of a bike setup for Springfield. I remember racing here as an amateur, and I always used to kind of struggle here, and always seen Carver and all those guys, Baker, really, really good here. So I expect Dallas, even though he got hurt at Peoria, he looks to be like he's moving pretty good, and on the timesheet, he didn't seem to be too far off third place. I mean, you got to just hand it to him. You know, they have a good motorcycle, and for him and his team to get him back and feeling healthy and back at the front. So.
And Dallas Daniels, a member of the FBI, the Fast Boys from Illinois, and I guess Maxwell's an honorary member. He stays down there with the Gunther family and trains with them and rides with them and stuff like that. So he's an honorary member of the FBI. So we're going to take a look back, and Dallas can't see this right now. So we're going to take a look back at this wreck. I don't know if you've seen this, James, or not, but watch Dallas. He swings up the inside, reaches up for a tear off, and loses the handlebar. And man, that's a wild ride.
Definitely. As soon as you take your hand off the handlebar and it starts going crazy like that, it's pretty tough to get it back under control. You know, a lot of people were having a little issues at Peoria. Myself, we're having a couple tank slappers, and you know.
That's the Insta360 cam right there.
That's insane
He's Superman
footage.
Air.
It's insane footage. I'm glad he's okay, and everybody was, fairly okay with that.
And that was his second wreck of the day. He wrecked while leading over the jump, got into the grass. The grass was still wet from when Mother Nature watered the track. So that was his second get off. He's got to put that behind him. How hard is that to do, James?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, especially when you're in a championship battle. The thing is he showed up, and that's the biggest thing. You know, he showed up. He looks fairly healthy. Look at this.
It's the first jump. He lands off the jump a little bit sideways. I'll say more than a little bit. Gets into the grass. He's trying to grab the brakes, but again, the grass was wet, and there goes the front end, and he hits pretty hard right there too.
Yeah, and that's the thing is a lot of people don't realize it rained a ton at Peoria, so that grass was wet, and he's trying to go back right on that off camber there and just grab a little bit of front brake, or just even trying to put any bar input is going to send you on the ground there. So, the fact that he got back up and then they had that restart, and he was able to kind of fight through. He was coming through pretty fast as well, so it was a shame to see. But it's what happens in racing. You have some, you got to battle through that adversity, and he's doing it now.
Absolutely. That's another good shot from the Insta360, the official action cam of American Flat Track. For you folks at home watching it right now, up and over the jump. This is where he goes into the grass, and there's a look at the front, and there he is checking out the soil sample, actually getting a yard full of grass right there. But again, that was wreck number one. The second one was when he lost his handlebars on the front straightaway. Let's move off of Dallas. He's up there second. How about Trevor Bruner? He won here last year as the bikes start firing up down here. Sounds like they're getting ready to bring him out here in a minute. Maybe I'm just hearing other bikes. But Trevor Bruner, he won here last year, his first win in American Flat Track. Do you remember he fogged up his shield? I
do.
Was he just breathing that hard? Was it just nerves, or do you think it was just the temperature and what was going on? I mean, what do you think?
So it's tough here, right? You don't get a lot of airflow at Springfield because it's such a short track, and we have to run these full-face helmets. A lot of guys are using nose cones and putting them over there so they don't have that kind of come up. I don't know if he had that, but you get breathing pretty hard around here, and if you don't have the air moving through the helmet, it's pretty hard to get it off the shield. So
and you got to think too, they're going back to back almost because they're racing so many races. Your head's hot, everything's hot, and you're breathing on your shield. So and the bike's firing up. Let's get back into it. Second round of qualifying. We're gonna do one session, then we'll do a little bit of track maintenance. 18 Maxwell will lead him out. Dallas Daniels comes out second on the number one bike. 13 Morgan Mishler, 15 Mikey Rush, 48 Trent Lowe, 21 Trevor Bruner, 52 Shayna Texter Bauman, 51 Cole Zavala, and keep your eyes on the 143 Cody Cobb. This is group number one, qualifying round number two here at the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader.
Yeah, and it looks like what Max is just trying to look for that Lomi stuff. These are the best guys in the top nine here, and you can see, he's really stepping up his Michelin. He's been able to ride in all different conditions. He's trying to run that high line right now, and you can see that, Mikey Rush, he's always been good here. Led, if I remember last year, he fell off the edge of the track and had that kind of
he just comes off the bike right there.
That was big. That was big.
Man.
You got Cody Cobb in the, behind, just kind of letting them go to try to get his own and do his own pace.
Bruner back to the top spot, the 21, 13.816. So about 1/10 of a second off of the first practice session. This is qualifying round number two. This is how they'll be qualified into all of the semis, which is important because you're going to have to run two semis. Each rider will.
And you can kind of see even off 1 and 2 that it gets a little slicked off here. And when they're not chasing that, you can see Cody here really kind of struggling a little bit on the exit. And you can see that a couple of these guys are really pushing that bike down and running it pretty hard.
Checkered flag is out. They just told us on the radio that they're going to do one. Group number one will get this qualifying session to bring out the tractors once again. That way, Group 1's got a fresh track. Group 2 will have a fresh track next, and Group number 3 already had a fresh racetrack. So after this one, Group number 1, Trevor Bruner at the top spot, 13.816. Cody Kopp second. Will this be the night he wins his first AFT race?
I don't know, but Cody's been definitely stepping it up. He's had a couple bumps this year, as every 16-year-old would have, but he's really showed a lot of promise, and he's, if I remember, on the All-Star race last year, was really fast here, and he does well. I think he won at Peak in the last weekend. Similar conditions and stuff like that, so it's kind of interesting to see that. And you see, like, Bruner really quick here last year. He kind of has a looser style, wants to hang it out. He's at the front. Cody Kopp a little bit looser, hangs it out. Mikey Rush is always fast here, and then now you got Mishler.
Mishler in the thick of things. He won a race on Wednesday up in Wisconsin. He's going all over the place, riding a lot. Let's take a look at a replay from just a few moments ago out here. There's Maxwell. Looks like he's coming off turn before, gets it pretty sideways. Taking a look back. There goes Mikey Rush up and over just about and grabs a handful. That's what you got to do to pull out of it, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. You get this nice loamy dirt, but when you get the top guys going through there and you got 2 sessions on it, it gets pretty rough. And there's so much grip here that it causes the bike to wiggle and to move. And you can see Mikey just getting out of shape, but getting her under control. The thing is when you got to do 30 laps here, 25, 30 laps, that becomes uncomfortable after a while, and you see the elbows start to drag down a little bit, and it's really going to be who can kind of keep it consistent at this pace, for 20, 30 laps.
Track maintenance going on out here at the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader. We're going to take a quick break. We're not. We're going to take a look back at last year. Trevor Bruner taking his first win. We'll take a look at it for you folks here. Sit back and relax. We'll be back shortly. Second qualifying. Light turns green.
Great start from Mishler. Looks like Brandon Kitch is going to slide up on the inside, though.
Mishler drifts way wide. Lost the front end. Look at that. Wiles.
Look at Wiles all the way on the outside. Looks like he's all the way up into 3rd position already.
Wiles in 3rd. Kitchen in the lead. Mikey Rush in 2nd. Kitchen goes wide. Rush takes over the lead. Here comes Dallas Daniels.
Sliding up underneath. Henry Wiles takes that spot away.
One bike off the track. That's Kitchen. The 105, I believe, goes off the track. He is deep in the field. Kitchen now has his work cut out for him. Essence and Yamaha's 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Dallas Daniels and Mikey Rush. Knew these 2 riders are going to be fast. Didn't qualify the grades, but now come race time, they are ready to go.
So Brandon Kitchen's way back there in the 13th spot after going off the track in turn number 2. Can he make up some time? Maxwell in 3rd. It looks like Henry Wiles in 4th. Behind Wiles, it looks like Janish is up there. Mishler's up there. Red flag is out. We got a rider down in turn number 3. So the red flag is out. There's red wheel and lights flashing on the racetrack. That came out pretty quick, Brad. We had one rider down, but he's right there in the racing groove. So the red light is out. It looks like one of the Honda riders, possibly Cameron Smith, brought out the red flag. Got to get a good start, don't you?
Yes, you do. And these guys all the way in the back, and they have their work cut out for them. Looks like Mikey Rush gets a good start. Everybody's going to follow in. A couple guys. Oh, wow, got close back there in the back.
Post just went off the track. Matt Maxwell got a bad start. He's going back to 4th. He's got company coming. All right, Wiles now looking for 2nd. Here comes another Honda up there with him. Is that the 44 bike? No, that's the 51 of Zabala. Zabala and Maxwell going at it tooth and nail. Also, Jesse Janish gets by. Janish now up to 4th. I'm sorry, that is Mishler up to 4th. My bad. Essence and Yamaha still 1 and 2, Brad. Rush is long gone. His lead last time was 2.9 seconds. Wiles in 2nd. Mishler and Daniel side by side for 3rd.
You see Mikey coming off of turn 2 there. He actually gets up on the edge of that cushion. It's almost like a berm. He just gets right into it and almost rides it like a rut. See right here on the gas.
Like a motocrosser.
Oh, no.
The leader goes down. Mikey Rush goes down in turn number 2. Picks up his motorcycle. Yellow flag is out. We're still racing. Rush gets back going, but he threw away a national win. Now he's back there battling with Shane and Texter. Now Wiles is out in front. Mishler in 2nd. Dallas Daniels in 3rd. It's getting really rough in turn number 2. What a race we got going. Dallas putting on a charge. We're under 20 seconds. We'll see the 2-lap to go signal real soon.
Oh, look at this. Going into turn 3. Dallas Daniels takes it over.
17 years old from Mattoon, Illinois, passes Wiles. The clock has not ran out yet.
Now he shuts the door on him. He's not going to let him go back by.
White flag coming out this time by 4-year leader, the 32, Dallas Daniels. Henry Wiles in 2nd, Mishler 3rd, Maxwell in 4th, a good solid run. Here it comes, last lap from Mattoon, Illinois. No lap riders, no factors, nothing in front of them. Dallas Daniels.
Woo!
from
Check that
Illinois, taking the win. James, I got a little excited watching that one last year. Man, that was fun.
Yeah, I was sitting in the stands, and I remember there was a few red flags there, and, the race was quite exciting. Look at the track, though.
Look at this old guy. Joe Kopp's down here talking to Cody. I think maybe Cody should be giving him some lessons.
Maybe. Joe's got a lot of experience and, just the knowledge he taught me last year and continues to teach me. That's somebody you want to listen to. And Cody's obviously a sponge and just absorbing everything he can around from everyone. And you can see him. It's pretty cool to see the progress from last year and then to step into the Pro Series and to actually, fight for a win at Port Royal and then, now be at the front here. So let's get him back on track.
Engines fired up over here. Group number 2, Cody Kopp right there, the 143, currently second quick in this second round. We'll take a look at a replay. Watch this save from Peoria. Look at that. He's on the ground.
This is insane. We were talking about this. He literally was on the ground there, and he saved it. So that's exciting for him and a really good save.
Group number 2 is on the racetrack. 38, Tanner Dean. 99, Kevin Stallings. 94, Ryan Wells. 26 is Aiden Roos. 7's out front. 124, Hunter Bauer. 109, Billy Ross. 243, Jared Lowe. 11, Andrew Luker. And the 55, Tyler Radcio. It's group number 2 of qualifying second round is what we're looking at for the AFT singles. You can stand up, James. Whatever you want to do, dude.
I get a little too excited just watching people.
I know.
I think Roos Evans has swapped motorcycles to the Honda now, and he's riding for a different team, and he looks pretty comfortable out there. You got Wellesley in second there, who really needs a result and trying to put it together. And
Roos Evans up to third, 1:3.934 for the 26. That kid's raced a lot of laps here, too. Hunter Bauer up to second, the Canadian rider.
He's been working really, really hard, and I spoke with him after the last race. He was a little disappointed, but you just got to keep fighting, and this is a year for him to learn, and the track looks pretty good right now.
And it's a hard year for him. He's got to come back and forth to the United States and Canada. There's so many restrictions going back and forth, so much by the team to make sure he can get back and forth. He's doing really well today, second fast here in the second round.
Yeah, he looks really good out there as well. Just kind of chasing it in there and being smooth. And that's what you got to do. You just got to be smooth out there.
Checkered flag is out for Aiden Roos Evans, the 26, currently fourth in this second round. Hunter Bauer is the fastest on the racetrack to 124, 13.921. Cody Kopp will slide back to third. This is just the second round. They combine the times from the first round and the second round. This second round, the track's a little bit slower. In qualifying round 1 is 13.698. Here in this round, 13.816 is quickest. Trevor Brunner is fastest in round 1 and round 2. One more group to go here in qualifying. And Trevor Brunner still in top spot here in this second round, 13.816. Hunter Bauer now second in this round with a 13.921. Cody Kopp third, 13.924. Aiden Roos Evans fourth. Mikey Rush, Morgan Mishler. Group number 3 is set to roll out. 156, Jordan Jean. 110 is Damon Ream. 161 is the Cisco kid, Casey Cisco. Ezra Brusky, 135. Also out there, David Wiggin, 133. Ian Wolf, 157. Cale Kochman. Good to see him out there on the 98. Blake Steinmeier, 107. Michael Lanehart, 176. This is the final group of qualifying for your AFT singles class.
Yeah, and you can see that the track's going to degrade all day, and there's a bump already coming out of 1 and 2, and you can see these guys starting to kind of hit that, and that's just only going to get worse during the day. It's only going to get worse as the night goes on, especially with the same amount of riders continually hitting that line. Some people will end up using it as traction.
Right. Some people start going around it, too. The track will continue to change all day long. The good thing is they prep the track a lot here at the Springfield Short Track. They dig it up as much as they can. That's a look at the Cisco kid, 161 out there. Cale Kochman, the 98 fastest bike on the racetrack, up to 9th right now on that Suzuki, 14.051. I've never seen him race the AFT singles class before. He's been riding production twins quite a bit. He's dropped into the singles class.
Yeah, and he's always been a really good, solid rider. He was really quick in the production class and as well. So I expect him to see some good results tonight.
Ezra Brusky out there, the 135. I think that's one of Ricky Rackman's favorite riders because he always changes up his hairstyle for every race. He's trying to raffle something off to win, to get some money to fix his bike in the New York Short Track. So Brusky had a while to get off at that short track. Oh, we got a rider down. Cisco going down over there at the far end of the racetrack. That's down there in 3 and 4. It looks like from here, James, that the turn 3 and 4 looks a little bit darker, maybe a little deeper than over here in turns 1 and 2. Maybe just an optical illusion from us. But we'll take a look at the replay of the 161. The Cisco kid going down, the checkered flag's waving, but watch back in the ground. Looks like he just lost it right there, James, huh?
Yeah, and there's a fine line because you have to ride here so hard, and it's a fine line for just over-rotating it and trying to push too hard.
Here are the results right here. Second round of qualifying. Trevor Bruner is fastest in first round and fastest in the second round. That will give him the overall. There's Wales back there in Whale in 8th. Ryan Wells in 10th. Easy for me to say. Dallas Daniels in 12th right now. Trent Lowe, Damon Ream up there in 14th, and his third pro race ever. Michael Lanehart up there in the 15th spot. But hats off to Hunter Bauer up there second here in this second round of qualifying. That is it for all the AFT singles qualifying. They're going to go back there now, James. They'll watch the track and see what goes on. But over here in the pit area for the AFT singles, what kind of changes do you make right now, or do you just watch the racetrack and see what happens?
Yeah, so it's kind of tough. Like I said, it's going to degrade a little bit as they do continue to do track prep, but those bumps and ruts are going to, those holes are going to be there all night, and they can do as much as they can to try to get rid of those, but it's still going to be there, and they're going to develop more and more. So it's about how do you find, smooth lines, and how do you kind of, adjust your motorcycle to either make it turn a little bit better, because here you can tell that there's so much grip out there, but it does get a little bit greasy when the loam goes away. And you can see that's how we just saw that fall there. And that's going to be something they're going to have to watch for, is to try to over-rotate the rear.
So we got a little bit of track maintenance going on right now here at the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader. We'll take a quick break in the action. We got some more racing coming up next here at Springfield.
Hi, I'm Miles Copeland, the general manager and managing partner of Green Toyota, your local Toyota dealer since 1983 and a longtime sponsor of the Springfield Mile. First, to Dave and Tamara Keesaw, congratulations and thank you on your 40 years of commitment to the IMDA and the Springfield Mile. And to you, race fans, on behalf of Toyota, Toyota Racing Development, and all of us at Green, welcome to the fastest 1 mile in the country. Sit back, hang on, and enjoy the Springfield Mile.
Motion Pro. We make innovative tools and products that help you maintain and repair motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs. Like the patented Pro-Fill Air Chuck, helping you manage tire air pressure on your motorcycle, ATV, or UTV. Easily adjust the Pro-Fill Air Chuck. Get past hot disc brake rotors with the pivoting angled head. Connect it with an airline. Or pair it with a Motion Pro digital tire pressure gauge. Reach for the Pro-Fill Air Chuck to manage your tires. Get yours at motionpro.com or visit Power Sports stores nationwide.
Hold on to your burritos because things are about to get too fast, too tasty. Mission Foods is a proud sponsor of the AFT Super Twins. Add Mission to your race-watching snacks for mouth-watering race day flavors. Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Dunlop is the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. We make tires in America for racing and street racing, such as our creditworthy Progressive American Flat Track Spec racing tire, the DT4, and the DT3, which is now the street-legal K180. Learn more about Dunlop tires at dunlopmotorcycletires.com.
Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It is available to buy at Progressive AFT's trackside merchandise booths and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. Born from the desire to inspire and create adventure and community, Super 73 is an electric bike brand fusing motorcycle heritage and youth culture. Founded in 2016 and based in Southern California, Super 73 has led the charge in pioneering a new approach to help redefine the electric bicycle industry. By emphasizing thoughtful design, responsible manufacturing techniques, and local community engagement, the brand continually strives to grow and expand into a true industry leader. Visit super73.com for more information.
KTM, ready to race.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 8th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2021. TDFJ wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com.
You don't take greatness for granted, and neither should your gear. We are Torch Eyewear, and we design sunglasses for protection, performance, and chasing your passion. For more information, visit our website at torcheyewear.com and click on our free Home Try-On program.
Falken Tires is proud to be the official light truck tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Choosing the right tire for your truck or SUV is critical, and Falken has you covered, offering highway terrains to all-terrains through torture-tested mud terrains. For more information on Falken's full line of Wild Peak products, please visit us at www.falkentire.com.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
A legendary race, Epic Speeds. On September 11th and 12th, American Flat Track returns to the Cal Expo for an epic doubleheader mile racing showdown.
One of the best races you'll ever see.
An all-ages doubleheader event. Experience it all on September 11th and 12th at the La Tigers Sacramento Mile, presented by Knopf Insulation. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
And welcome back to the Springfield Short Track Insta360 Adventure Cam, the official action cam of American Flat Track. We're in a little bit of a holding pattern right now, but Insta360 on board here, the 2021 season. Again, we are ahead of schedule, which is a good thing. We'll figure out exactly what's going on. James the Rocket Rispoli up here in the booth. James, have you ever messed around with one of these Insta360 cameras, man? They're cool.
Actually, I have. Yeah, they let me use one, and I was able to do that, little before Atlanta, supermoto kind of riding, getting prepped for Atlanta. They're really cool, the 360, and they're super clear, really easy to use. It's a really, really good experience with the Insta360.
They look pretty cool. That's a shot right there on Sammy Halbert's bike. That's Kenny Coolbeth pushing the motorcycle through the pit area at the Peoria Short Track, or Peoria TT, I'm sorry. But, man, we're ahead of schedule. It's a good thing. We're trying to figure out what's going on. They're working on the racetrack. Again, if you're here with us, stop by, grab yourself the event T-shirt. Have you seen the Springfield Mile shirts? Man, they're cool. Sammy Halbert's on the front.
Oh, that's great. Sammy Halbert's on the front.
Where's
James Rispoli? No, I'm joking.
Well, I'd love to see the 43 on front, so maybe if you win tomorrow, maybe next year.
There we go. That's what we need to do. We need to.
Jared and Nicole Meese are taking over the race promotions at the Springfield Mile. Of course, don't forget, tomorrow is the legendary Springfield Mile. We get going early tomorrow morning. You got to wake up early tomorrow, James. We got gates at 9, practice at 10, opening ceremonies at 1:10 p.m. Also, you can ride the mile. You fans can ride the mile. The Bullet Brad Baker is going to lead with James Monaco. They're both going to get on FTR 750s, and they're going to take off out of the pit area, make one lap, and then if you pay to ride, you can ride the mile with those folks. How cool is that?
It's super cool, and I think the rookies, the class 79's done something amazing, and it's really cool to see that, giving back a little bit, and, two great riders, and it's really cool to see Brad and James to be on the FTR 750s and kind of ride the mile. So
James's first race back since his injury. So he was scheduled to come back at the Texas race, but Mother Nature put a little kibosh to that, so he stayed home. But it would be good to see the front row Monaco 22 bike out there, and he'll take a lap, and you can ride with him. If you want to stop by the rookies of 79, has a booth outside turn number 1 up there on the concourse level. Stop by, get checked in. The top bidders can actually ride in the front group with those two guys.
Yeah, that's really cool. And if you haven't rode the Springfield Mile, I mean, it's definitely probably the, icon of American Flat Track. That track is it's amazing. It's something that I've always really, really loved racing and riding, always since from 450. And I actually rode a 252 stroke there, so even crazier.
Wow, that is crazy. So again, we're a little bit ahead of schedule right now, so we'll step off here for just a few moments. We'll figure out what's going on, and we'll come right back here to the Springfield Short Track. Scotty Dubler up here in the booth. James the Rocket Rispoli joining us for just a little while. Also, if you're over there on the concourse level, stop by and get your A-Bait of Illinois raffle tickets. They are raffling off a 2020 Harley-Davidson Softail Slim. They have 8 prizes. Second prize is a 2019 Honda Rancher. 420. Third prize, $1,500. Fourth is $400. Fifth is $300. And it goes down from there. 8 prizes, and they're doing that on Sunday at the mile. But A-Bait of Illinois, they help riders to keep riding in the state of Illinois, and this is how they do it right here. So stop by, get your raffle tickets. They're over there on the concourse level. Miller Lite, the official beer of the Springfield Mile. They got a booth set up, and the official shirts are over there on the back side behind the grandstands. So we're going to do a little track maintenance. We are way ahead of schedule. We'll be on the racetrack. Opening ceremonies at 6:30 p.m., so we got ahead of schedule over here at the Springfield Short Track, which is always good. We didn't know what Mother Nature was going to do to the racetrack. So, again, opening ceremonies coming up at 6:30. We'll get into our first semifinal of the AFT singles. The rest of the night after opening ceremonies, we'll have 2 AFT singles semifinals. The top 8 going to the main event. We'll come back with the All-Star singles heat races 1 and 2. Then we'll have our amateur main events. The first one will be 250 amateur main. Open vintage main will be second. Open singles amateur main event will be third. And then we'll have our first AFT singles main event. After that, we'll have our first AFT singles main event. Then we'll have the All-Star singles semifinal Astro Invitational main event. The Astros are also going to have a dash for cash a little bit later on. 450 amateur main event, 2 AFT singles semis, 3 and 4 senior 40-plus main, All-Star singles main, the Hooligans main event, then our AFT singles second main event of the night. So a big action-packed full night here for you folks at home watching. We're going to show last year's Springfield Mile 1, and then for you folks here early, you can listen to Springfield Mile 1 from last year. So we'll step off here for a little bit. Opening ceremonies coming up 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time from right here at the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader.
We've had some delays and schedule conflicts in the 2020 American Flat Track Championship, but everything's all right because we're in Springfield, the crown jewel event. First leg of a doubleheader next.
The world's premier motorcycle international event.
It takes stout lads like them to go for this kind of competition.
It draws the who's who of cycling and the finest riders on 2 wheels competing, followed by thousands of loyal fans.
We tear our insides out to win. You can't think, you can't remember what you do or say. There is no thinking. Our hearts beat, but our minds are dead.
It's not easy to lean into turns at over 100 miles an hour.
Legalized insanity.
He's gonna score.
What's it all add up to? The most thrilling spectator sport in America. It adds up to life itself. It adds up to the pain of losing and the thrill of winning. To race is to live.
It's the Springfield Mile presented by Memphis Shades. We're going to race twice over the course of this weekend at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Briar Bauman, your defending series champ, getting back up top by winning 2 in a row at our last event in Indy. And Jared Mees, who had the points lead early in this season, very good on this track, wants that series lead, of course, back. And when we go to the miles, we always talk about the Harley-Davidson man, Brian Smith, a mile master, would love to get 1 or even 2 victories here. Jason Wygant joined by the legend, 12-time winner at this track, Chris Carr. Kristen Beat will be patrolling the racetrack. Chris, Bauman has the points lead, but it's still awfully tight.
Yes, it is tight, but I think Sammy Halbert wants to make it a little tighter. He's on the verge.
Had a mechanical problem at our last event, did Halbert, but otherwise, he has had the speed to battle Mies and Bauman heads up. He'd love to get a win or two here at Springfield. Our last event was the Indy Mile doubleheader there, leaving no doubt Briar Bauman sweeping both nights at Indy. And Briar Bauman looks back. Nothing's going to stop him this time. From the career Grand Slam, Briar Bauman is back on top in American Flat Track.
Yeah, Grand Slam, I mean, someone once told me you don't get paid anymore to win it, but it means a lot to me. I mean, I love the sport of flat track, and I love its roots, so to be able to win on all 4 disciplines and do it in Indianapolis even more so, it was special for sure.
Jared Mies, he gets 2 wins at Volusia. Briar Bauman answers right back with a double here at Indy. This is going to be a great season of AFT Super Twins competition between these two.
I've said it before, I wasn't really in the zone at Volusia too much, and on top of it, Jared was firing on all cylinders. To be able to respond and where he won every race last year on the mile, to do it back-to-back in 2 different styles, it was a statement for myself more than anything. It was kind of like, all right, guys, like we found something, and we're really excited for the miles now, too. I've always said winning Springfield Mile would be a dream come true, really. It's our Daytona 500. It's the biggest race of our year, really. It's a little bit different this year, but we're happy to be here. And if I could win under any circumstance at Springfield, I'm beating some pretty good guys. So, yeah, it'd be icing on the cake of what's been an awesome season so far.
Well, Springfield, the crown jewel of this, you've won here a lot. Chris, what is this racetrack and this atmosphere all about?
Well, I tell you, the Springfield Mile, quarter-mile corners, quarter-mile straightaways, ×2. Easiest track on the circuit for these riders to ride, making it the toughest race to win.
Everybody's going to be fast, everybody's going to be close, and generally, in all mile races, you keep it close right to the end, but especially on this track. And something new we're doing here, Super Pole, a qualifying session with some money on the line, Chris.
Hey, this is a great opportunity. If I was racing, I would look forward to having a 15-minute session to go out there and test bikes back-to-back on a track that's not changing as much. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so everybody gets to tech 2 bikes, so you can have 2 different setups and compare them back-to-back, so that's good knowledge for the race later. But if you put in the fastest lap, you also get $2,000. That's also nice.
Yeah, everybody likes a couple grand.
How about this guy, rolling? Sammy Halbert on fire in this Super Pole session.
Yeah, gets a good drive coming off of turn 4. Bike's pretty stable. Puts it at the top late in the session.
All right, so Slammin' Sammy going to be a contender and your Super Pole winner.
Sammy Halbert taking the inaugural Super Pole. Obviously, the added track time is so valuable to their program, especially with a small team. I was talking to Kenny Coolbeth, but there is a fine line between giving too much from your bike and putting it on the top spot. How were you able to gauge that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was a pretty cool experience doing the Super Pole. I mean, we split the time up between the A bike and the B bike, and then tried to time it to where I put in, like, my fastest lap right at the end because it seemed like the track would be getting quicker. So yeah, it was a cool experience. But, like, all day, the whole Coolbeth Nyla Racing, Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, Elkhart Indian Motorcycle has been running just so strong. We've been, like, topping the sheets all day. So really, we just kind of keep doing what I've been doing, and they said there was some money on the line to win that, so I was like, all right, let me get that.
I've been in his shoes, and actually my shoes right now is almost even, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's harder, but it's more nerve-wracking. So it's a chore, but and we all have to have the same goal, and that's what we do, and we work great together. So
we go back with a focus on Sammy. He has the pole position in semi number 1. We'll show you the highlights here, and he gets out front early with that pole.
Yeah, great start by Halbert. Mies in tow. Those two separate.
And a lot of 2-rider battles. That's kind of legend here at Springfield. Is there some strategy at play? Is Mies going for it? What do you think?
Well, you never know. In the main event, Mies might have to draft Sammy Halbert to the line. This is a good preview.
Oh, how good is that? Classic mile racing in AFT, and Mies uses that draft out of turn 4 to edge Halbert at the line. Man, that's why we love mile racing. We go to semi number 2. Jeffrey Carver on the 23. He's won this race before. Crowd favorite because he is an Illinois native, and he's establishing himself here in 2020. That's a big gap on a mile track.
He certainly got away from the field on that one. Brandon Robinson in tow. Tried to inch up on him at the end. Not quite there.
So no surprise to see Mies take that semi-number 1 win, and really not surprised to see Carver going fast as well. Could be a good main event showdown for Super Twins. What about the Production Twins class? They have had some great races this year. We'll focus on those boys next. American Flat Track on NBCSN is brought to you by Honda's all-new Talon 1000 X4, the official sports side-by-side of American Flat Track. And by American Flat Tracker, the official apparel of AFT. And by Vance & Hines, the presenting sponsor of AFT Super Twins. Welcome back to the Springfield Mile, presented by Memphis Shades. Jason Wygant and Chris Carr giving the call. Kristen Beat reporting from the racetrack. Production Twins class, been exciting this year. James Rispoli, an emotional win at round 4. Our previous race has stretched a little over last year's champ Corey Texter, but still don't really know who's going to be the guy in this class, Chris.
Yeah, 4 races, 4 winners. Who's going to be the first to double up? That person might be the one that goes on for the championship.
Yeah, looking for valuable momentum. So as they get ready for their main event, we'll show you how it's turned out this year. Ryan Barnes wins the opener at Volusia in Florida on night 1. And then Corey Texter, your defending champ, comes back, celebrates, and wins at round 2. That was a big one for him. Started the 2019 season so strong. Ben Lau, that was awesome to see in a good battle. Some bad luck for other riders. He wins the 3rd round. And then Rispoli, we said, an emotional victory, taking that last event. As we go to our starting lineup for tonight's main, Jeremiah Duffy. Okay, throw another name in the mix.
Yeah, this is a great class for people to hone their skills and define the next new champ.
All right, let's send it down to Kristen.
Chad Coast starting from the front row here in the Production Twins class. Generally, he's double dipping between the singles class and racing Production Twins, but tonight, full focus on the Production Twins Harley effort. And guys, Chad Coast is so good on the mile. He's traditionally been so good in the singles class. To see him out here on the front row on the Harley-Davidson XG750, I expect big things from the 49 camp, guys.
And if he can get the win, it could be 2 in a row for Harley-Davidson. Danny Eslick on the outside of row 1. What is going on there? Barely ready.
I guess there's something he doesn't like looking at, but it's not keeping him from pulling the clutch in and dropping the hammer.
Yeah, and they just did it. We are underway. Good jump for Coase off the line, but it's Duffy from the pole going to lead them into turn 1. And no problems for Eslick. Did he just sweep all the way into the lead?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He went from looking at an issue on his bike to the whole shot coming down the backstretch. So must not have been too big of an issue.
That's right. Okay, so Eslick leads them in, and now you start to see the classic Springfield, these wide lines going into the long corners.
Yeah, with 10 minutes plus 2 laps for this Production Twins class, these guys want to establish themselves at the front, define who it is that they've got to race, and figure out how to beat them.
Duffy took the lead on 42, but now getting around on the inside, the 43. So that'll put Rispoli into the lead, at least for now, but it could change in a hurry on this backstretch.
Well, we got Rispoli on a Harley. We got Lau on a Yamaha. We got Duffy and Barnes on Kawasaki's. This is a multi-brand battle here.
All right, so Lau has his chance to lead from Rispoli. And as I said, it's probably going to change a lot, almost on any mile track, but especially here at Springfield. And they're all shuffling to put themselves in position for the stretch run. See Rispoli there testing.
Yeah, Lau had a little change in direction there coming off at turn 4. It's kind of a test run. Every lap you get to lead coming off at turn 4. You want to try and figure out what you have to do to get to the line first. You're a sitting duck for the draft for the riders behind you. So every lap is a way to learn valuable information versus the other riders that you're racing against.
Varnes making a couple of moves using the draft of the backstretch. That will push Rispoli back. Duffy up to second with Varnes right behind him, and they got to get close. Little spin there from Duffy.
Yeah, spun it up a little bit. Varnes comes up the inside. That was a nice draft move. But now we got Ben Lau out front. It's been out front for about a lap and a half. He's going, did I break away from these guys? Am I getting away? When are they coming? What do I do? So he's just going to keep the hammer down until somebody comes back by as Varnes gets a good draft down the backstretch.
Well, so much for that. Yeah, it almost seemed for a moment with a few mistakes from everybody else that Lau was going to get away. That doesn't last long on this track. Now it's Barnes to the #1 spot, and Rispoli has responded from third. He's closing back up.
Yeah, Rispoli latched onto the rear of Ben Lau coming off of turn 4, trying to set up a double draft. Lau wasn't able to get a good enough run on Barnes to get by. Barnes, incidentally, doing double duty. We'll also see him in Super Twins later on. This kid's put a lot of laps on the racetrack today. He knows what the track conditions are better than anybody on the racetrack.
Coase has moved to 4th, so the Harley-Davidson's now in formation with both Coase and Rispoli. You see your defending champ, Corey Texter, starting to move up as well. A couple of different packs here. It's a 4-rider freight train. At the moment.
Barnes really strong drives off of turn 4. The last 2 laps with him leading, he hasn't hasn't really had any challenge at the finish line. He's got to be feeling pretty confident right now.
Lau in second on the 25. Can he get close enough? Let's see if he can use this backstretch to close. Now, we have a lot of miles on the calendar this year. I just want you to tell the difference. We have the shorter straights and longer corners here compared to what we saw at Indy.
Yeah, this is a very, very wide and round racetrack. The corners are a quarter mile each. The straightaways are a quarter mile each. So you can carry quite a bit of corner speed. The corners are really actually easy to navigate. And the easier a track is to get through the corners, the more riders can go really fast. So it makes it a tougher race to win because it puts more emphasis on the draft and pass strategy throughout the course of the race.
Well, we're seeing it right now. This 4-pack, they just keep shuffling it, but no one able to really open up any sort of gap right now.
Well, yeah, it looks to me like Barnes can control this race from the front. His bike appears to be strong enough to where nobody can set up a draft and beat him to the line. He's in the honey spot right now. Nobody of these 3 behind, Coase on the Harley or the Lau on the Yamaha, have been able to beat him to the stripe.
Often it's better to be in second on a mile track, but Barnes showing leading is the fast way today. Great racing here, Springfield Mile, presented by Memphis Shades. It's American Flat Track. And Ryan Barnes has led this entire thing, well, for the most part. Usually you get passing back and forth in a mile. He's controlled it, but I'm looking at Coase here in second. Is he waiting?
I don't think he's waiting.
Okay.
To me, I think he's trying to do everything he can to at least lead this race. I don't think Chad has been at the front from the very beginning. Great way to find out if you're capable of winning is go to the front and try to lead him to the stripe, and he hasn't been able to even rehearse that yet.
We've had 4 winners in the first 4 rounds. Coase has not gotten a victory yet, so we could go 5 for 5 if he can make the pass. But yeah, we have not seen a real opportunity. Hey, Texter is starting to catch this lead group.
Yeah, the defending champion doing everything he can to join the freight train at the front. He's a lonely caboose at the moment. Let's see if he can get up there and hook onto these guys.
Coase is closer than ever to the lead. Can he finally figure out a draft pass, maybe on the backstretch?
Well, it seems like every time down the straightaway, he can't really accelerate to Ryan Barnes. That Kawasaki out front is running really, really strong. And, you know, he keeps this up. You know, he doesn't have to do anything but just keep leading them around.
When you say accelerating out, is that traction or is that horsepower? What's the key here on a mile?
It's a combination of both.
Okay.
You know, you want to be able to get power to the ground. If you got too much power and you don't have enough grip, well, then you spin. It doesn't appear that the riders are spinning. The track looks like it's picking up a little bit of speed as the race goes on, laying down a little bit more rubber. But that bike out front is strong, and sometimes they're so strong, he drafted to him that time, but wasn't able to carry any momentum by going into turn 3.
Coase still trying it. Lau third, Rispoli fourth. Texter trying to catch them from 5th. So Jeremiah Duffy, who had pole in this event, he has drifted back outside the top 5. This as close as Coase has been, almost.
Yeah, that was a close one there, but I noticed more than anything with the top 2 have kind of dropped off Lau, and Lau has dropped Rispoli, and Rispoli's into the clutches of Corey Texter for 4th. as Texter looks like drafting by Rispoli going in off into turn 3 there.
Ooh, that's between two title contenders. That's a big pass. Hey, remember, Kristen said at the top of this race that Coast no longer having to worry about singles because of the different schedule this weekend. You think that might help him? A little more endurance?
Well, the evidence is right here on the racetrack.
Yeah.
It certainly is helping him. He's fresher mentally, he's fresher physically, and he's in contention to win the Springfield Mile for the first time.
But he has still not figured out a way to make a pass on Varnes. And do not count out Lau. He is right in it and closing up a bit on Coast.
Yeah, Ben Lau coming off of a night one victory at Indianapolis. His confidence is at an all-time high. He's asserting himself as a title contender as well.
All right, so we got the Yamaha third, the Harley second, and a Kawasaki leading. Another Yamaha coming up. Good salvage job here for points for the number one of Texter.
Yeah, as we look back through the field, we have Eslick leading the next little freight train around in a battle for 6th place. Good run for him. At the front, Varnes wanting to stretch it out a little bit. Coast sends it off into turn 3 there, makes up about 2 bike lengths. See if he can carry that momentum through. Looks like he does. Coming off of turn 4 down the front stretch, bringing Ben Lau with him, and there they are, right back on the rear wheel.
And that's what you like to see. Now, Lau had actually closed on Coast, was looking to take over second. Coast responded, and that allowed them to both roll up on the back of your leader, Ryan Varnes. And now the clock has expired if you look at the top right of the screen. So it will be 2 to go next time around.
Yeah, as we see Lau trying to pull out and go on by Coast off into turn 3, it's difficult for Lau to make the pass. He's getting Coast is getting pulled along by Varnes in Varnes' draft. He doesn't have quite enough momentum to pull out past Coast and then to Varnes.
2 laps to go. Another attempt by Lau, and a call, by the way, to Texter, who is inching up on this group. That would be unbelievable if he'd come out of nowhere and get this done. Time's running out, though.
Yeah, coming off turn 2, Ryan Varnes really been controlling this race from the front from the first time he took the lead at the 8-minute mark. Ryder's unable to make a draft pass going by. All he has to do is keep doing what he's been doing right now, and that's certainly what he's thinking as he approaches the white flag.
It is not from lack of trying. From 3rd place to 25 of Lau, he keeps showing a wheel, but cannot figure out an opening on Coast. Now the white flag is out. Springfield Mile number 1 win up for grabs here in Production Twins. We'll see if Coast has anything left.
Lines up off of turn 2, try to get a draft. This is his last opportunity. He hasn't been able to beat him to stride. He's going to have to beat him into turn 3 if he wants to win it.
Lau's going to try it. He's way down to the bottom. Couldn't beat Coast to the entrance of turn 3. We're going to come out of 4. Coast is running out of time, but there is always a draft. Let's see if he can use it. Out of the final corner we go. Texter has caught this group. He's out of time. Coast, Lau, no, not going to happen. Ryan Varnes wins at Springfield.
Fantastic race for Ryan Varnes, controlling the entire race. Good on him.
And a good little battle there. Eslick and Ryan Wells to the line, but Ryan Varnes takes the win, your first 2-time winner in 2020. I'd say that's dominance as far as you get on a mile track. Not a huge lead, but they couldn't pass him.
Yeah, I mean, he put himself in the right spot, and nobody was able to match him. And good job for Ryan Varnes getting his first mile win.
All right, here are your results. Coast and Lau, that was very tight to the line. Texter, as we said, was closing all the way. He ends up 4th, getting Rispoli. Eslick wins that battle at Wells. Duffy, your pole sitter, back to 8th. Buchanan and Bell, that rounds out the top 10. There's the rest of your field. Armstrong had bike problems. He's usually quick. Let's send it down to Kristen.
Ryan, a 3-way battle for the top spot in that final lap. I mean, your second win this season. What helped you race so defensively and keep Chad Coast and Ben Lau behind you in that race?
Really, I just didn't know they were behind me, and I didn't want to know if they were behind me, because if I knew they were right on me, I was probably going to start making mistakes. So once I got in the lead, and Chad got me that one time, but I got him back, and I just didn't look back. You know, I didn't want that pressure on me, that extra pressure. That bike's strong, and it definitely made its point out there. I don't think they could draft by our Kawasaki power, so I'm stoked, and stoked for the team, and let's do it again in the Super Twins class tonight.
Yeah, Varnes pulling some double duty. Texter passing Rispoli there, close the points up a bit, but don't count Varnes out or Lau. Really exciting to watch this Production Twins class roll on, even though we got the two-time winner for the first time. Let's go down to Coase.
Chad Coase with his second podium in the Production Twins class in the 2020 season. Chad, the biggest obstacle you've been facing has been, A, learning how to dedicate time to this class because you're also racing double duty at most events, but also being able to really learn this bike. But tonight you definitely had feel for it. What did you learn out there, and how good does it feel to get this podium?
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, we were so close to the win, so you're a little bit disappointed in that respect. But yeah, like you said, it's nice to be able to hone in for a full day on one bike, and honestly, it really helped. That's kind of what we've been lacking so far. But Vance and Hines and Harley-Davidson built a great motorcycle, so it was nice. It was a good platform to work with. But now that we got a little bit more time on it, it definitely showed today. I thought we had a chance for the win there, but man, it's brutal out there, and yeah, he got a little hooked up at the end, and we just didn't have quite enough.
Coase still looking for his first win of the season. You see how close it was for Coase, and also Ben Lau gets edged by half a bike length and ends up third. Let's go back to Kristen.
Ben, with Varnes and Coase closing in on you, I mean, you almost had a run on the outside, but a three-way battle nonetheless for the win.
No, it was really good. You know, I knew I had the speed leading a few laps up in the beginning, and then just we kind of all shuffled into place. We were all right there at the end, but it would have been cool to get the run, but it just didn't work out. But just big thanks to the whole Roof Systems crew. Jerry helps me out a ton. My whole family. Just we'll see if we can do it again tomorrow.
So that's it for Production Twins. Varnes going to celebrate, and we get ready for Super Twins. Brian Smith put the Vance and Hines Harley on the podium in our last race, the Indy Mile. Did he shoot for the win tonight? American Flat Track on NBCSN is brought to you by Law Tigers. You never have to ride alone. By Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of American Flat Track. And by Honda's all-new Talon 1000 X4, the official sports side-by-side of American Flat Track. We're back, Springfield Mile, presented by Memphis Shades here on NBCSN. Now look, we get a little business and pleasure mix here with American Flat Track. We have the Honda Talon. They say they go out there on the track to help prepare the dirt with this sports side-by-side, but let's be honest, it's fun. And Kristen Pete, our pit reporter, got her chance. I don't know if she was scared, enjoying it. Probably a whole mix. When you go fast on a track like that, she'll be down in the line a little bit. Let's get to Dunlop Tire Talk. What's going to happen tonight, Chris?
Well, Dunlop DT4's R9 compound is the hard compound, very durable. Tire wear won't be an issue. These guys can drop the hammer for 25-plus laps with no problem today.
And it is a new tire this year, so every time we go to a different track, we wonder how the riders and teams will adapt to it. They are ready to go racing, but we do want to get some thoughts from the mile master, Brian Smith. Kristen, before the Talon ride, talk to him in the pits.
Brian Smith has won here at the Springfield Mile 9 times in his professional career, and after taking a podium in Indy, he's got momentum on his side. Brian, how do you keep it rolling in the right direction?
I've won here a lot. I've won here a lot of different bikes, so Springfield's like my second home. I feel super comfortable out there, probably the most comfortable I feel on a bike, so I just got to go out there and have fun and ride like I know how to do, and I think I can put my Harley up front. To win at the Springfield Mile again, I'd be more than thankful to get the Harley up front, get the XG 750 its first win, and to get me back on top of the podium. It's been over a year, almost 2 years, actually 2 years to this weekend since I won the Springfield Mile. So I got to get back up there. I'm confident we can get it done this weekend.
Well, that would be awesome to get the Harley in the mix. It has been an Indian show the last couple of years, including Sammy Halbert, who's been fast since getting on that bike this year as well. Main event next. It is time. Super Twins main event set for the Springfield Mile. Let's send it down to Kristen Beat.
Guys, I asked Sammy Halbert what the theme is here in 2020. He told me, taking back what's mine, quote unquote. There is a revival going on down here. And when we spoke earlier in the day, we discussed his 2019 season, his 2020 season. Sammy said there was a time when he contended for 3 to 4 wins a year, and that's where he belongs. He never accepted being a rider outside of the top 5. The podium is his. So this year, guys, he's taking it back. This is a comeback year for Sammy Halbert and the 69 team, guys.
Yeah, and hooking up with the legendary Kenny Coolbeth and getting on the Indian motorcycle has done wonders for him. Same with Brandon Robinson, who won a couple of races on the Indian motorcycle last year. Jared Mees, though, he's got to get a little revenge himself. After Briar Bauman won both at our last event, Jeffrey Carver, always fast. He's won this race before. He is a home state native. Limited crowd here, but they're going to be pulling for him. But what about Briar Bauman? Haven't quite seen the speed so far today.
Yeah, Bauman's struggling all day long, qualifying 10th. He's got his hands full. He's going to have to work hard to latch on to Mees today.
So we are getting ready for riders to go to the line. Yeah, Bauman and Mees battling first and second in points as the riders go to the line. 14 minutes and 2 laps. Oh, what is going on there with Colby Carlisle?
It looks like Carlisle raising his hand, having an issue with his motorcycle, pushing it off. I think he's either wanting somebody to restart it. No, he's pointing at his other motorcycle. He wants to get on the backup machine. Super Twins class allows for backup motorcycles, but they're not going to wait for him to happen. Wait for that to happen. He'll have to the. I think he has until the leader crosses the stripe for lap 1 to rejoin the race as they get going.
Yeah, so here it is. The Springfield Mile begins without Carlisle. Carver, I thought he had the jump, but he's going to get pushed back to 4th going into the first turn, and it is Jared Mees with a hole shot.
Yeah, Jared Mees leads him off of turn 2 with Sammy Halbert in tow. You know, I got to think, knowing that Bauman was back on row 3, that we saw this a year ago. Jared Mees pressing the pace early in the races. He was able to create a gap. I think he wants to do the same thing he did a year ago.
Brian Smith pretty far back. Briar Bauman pretty far back. The 1 and the 4, they're going to have to work because they've got some fast guys already pulling away. And look at Halbert.
Halbert, power move. Now that we missed that in the production twins. We didn't see that very often. That was a power move. Nice draft pass down the front straightaway. Establishes himself as a new leader. Sammy Halbert.
Indian motorcycle on board. Here comes the draft. Jared Mees right by.
Yeah, Jared, picture perfect draft up the inside. He's going to want to use this. Even though this is only a little bit more than a minute into the race, he's going to go, all right, can I lead off of turn 4 and beat Halbert to the line?
Well, my question is, it already, Chris, these two, or can Carver from 3rd or somebody else close in, or are we already down to a 2-horse race?
Carver's going to need these two to kind of go back and forth a lot and do a lot of drafting, and in order for him to be able to ride by himself and catch up. If they start going too wide early, puts a big wide gap or draft, then he can latch on. But if they single file it enough, they'll be able to get away.
And that'll work not only against Carver, but everybody else. Smith, Bauman brothers, other guys we expect to be up there. I don't know if they're going to be able to bridge this gap. Mees giving Halbert all he can handle, side by side.
That was pit just like the semi in which Mees beat Halbert. He's kind of guaranteed right now. He knows that he can draft Halbert to the line following off of turn 4.
Well, look, we have talked a lot about Mees and Bauman, 1-2 in the series. They've won all the races this year, but Halbert has been a thorn in their side. He almost beat Bauman for 2nd at the opener. He's up on the podium a bunch of times, had bike problems, had to come from last to 5th at our last race. Don't count him out.
Certainly don't count him out. Halbert, 2013 was his last win on a twin-cylinder machine. We know he won the Daytona Short Track in 2016. This guy can race motorcycles. He's got 13 Grand National wins. It's just been a while for him, and I think like he said, he wants to take back what's his.
And now that he's on the Indian motorcycle, he is definitely fast. Another draft pass from Mees. This is what you expect of the mile. You're right. We did not get it in production twins. We've already had, what, 5 passes between these two.
Yeah, and that was a different one there. Mees went to the outside, drafting around Halbert. Put him in a back draft there. Creates separation through the middle of the corner and has an easy 4 or 5 bike lengths to the line. That's a rehearsal for lap 25, depending on where he is with Halbert. that was a great rehearsal for Jared Mees to figure out how to beat Sammy Halbert to the line.
Yeah, and I've seen the last couple of years, often you say it's not the advantage to lead out of turn 4, but Mees has a way of fending off the attack. If he can get that lead into turn 3, you rarely see people able to draft by him at the line. So that is a dangerous situation if he can use that backstretch. But here comes Halbert right back to him. Yeah, he's Halbert getting through the middle of the corners and then just able to catch a little bit of the draft as we see them go by Kobe Carlisle. He was able to get on his backup machine, out circulating around to get some points. Halbert settling in for the stretch run. Got the tutelage of Kenny Coolbeth, former champion of this series. They function very well together, and he has not let Mees go. Meanwhile, they pulled away from everybody else, and credit to Davis Fisher, who has moved up to third. Yeah, he led that group back to the rear of Carver, able to go by, and we got a great battle for third amongst the Privateer Indians, and Yamaha J.D. Beach up there running in seventh. Fisher was once a rising star in this series, settled in as a privateer, would love to get on the podium. Meanwhile, our champ, Briar Bauman, winner of our last race, the S&S onboard, this is not the race he was hoping for. Well, as we look back at Dalton Gauthier on the factory Harley, those two are going to try and figure out a way to get up into the middle of this mix in the battle for third. Might just be a point salvage job. I don't know if there's any chance of going after Mees and Halbert up front. So it's Fisher, then the 44 of Robinson. They push Carver back at the moment. J.D. Beach, once a full-time road racer, showing he can get it done even on the big tracks, not just the short tracks and the TTs. He's right in this group on the Estenson Yamaha. Yeah, best run for the Estenson Yamaha at the hands of J.D. Beach so far this year, running in the best position and first time in the top, cracking the top 10 on the miles. Oh, this is so fun to watch. I don't think Mees is going to be able to open up a gap. Everything he does, Halbert's able to answer. Halbert even looking back, making sure he's not worried about anyone coming from behind. It's a big gap back here to Fisher in third. And Halbert drafts up the inside. It's kind of hard to tell the stripe if Halbert beat him or not. That was a good rehearsal for him. Now there's the chess matches is starting to shake out. Mees lines up the draft coming down the back straightaway. Last time by, he went to the outside. This time, not quite close enough. He's going to go, all right, let's see if I can latch onto him and beat him to the line again. He's going to rehearse that run to the stripe and try and verify where he stands with Sammy Halbert. So now we see maybe Mees has figured, how can I pass him in the back? Now I'm going to see if I can pass him on the front stretch. Looked like that time that Mees probably could have beat him to the line, but rolled out of it. This is the chess match that you play as Mees takes a peek over his shoulder, see, all right, is there anybody else in play here? Lines up a draft, goes to the outside. That time, Halbert, kind of denies it, runs it off in there deep, says, no, you're not, you did that to me before, you're not going to do it again. I'm not going to let you go on by on the outside. I love seeing two veterans of the game do this. And by the way, what is the mile an hour that they're probably hitting on these stretches? We're hitting 127 to 130 right in there when they get together. And they're inches apart and thinking not just in the moment, but they're thinking 5 laps from now. That blows my mind if they're able to do that. Well, and they're really calm about it. You know, that was a nice calm look over Mees' shoulder. Mees lines up the draft down the back straightaway, headed off into turn 3, doesn't quite make the passes. Robinson moves up into third. Don't let these guys catch you. That is a furious pack of what, about 8-10 motorcycles. Robinson, as you said, up to the number 3 spot around Davis Fisher. Well, this pack is trying to find somebody as we reach the halfway flags here. They're trying to find somebody that can lead them back to the leaders in the front. We've had Carver out front. We've had Davis out front. And now Robinson. See if Robinson's the one that can put in the laps and drag the field back to the leading duo of riders. Brandon Price at the 92 had huge head shake. The bar slapping back and forth, but still making passes. So he's in that group too, behind Carver on the 23. Fisher on the 67, the 44 of Robinson. Still plenty of time to go after this lead duo, but do they have the speed for it? Side by side across the stripe. Halbert looked like he had the advantage across the line that time. Mees going to line up again coming off of turn 2. See what he can do to figure out how he's going to beat Sammy Halbert today. And these bikes shaking all over the place. Doesn't bother these guys. 120, 130 miles an hour. They continue to trade blows and set up for the stretch run, and we're just about there. Prestigious Springfield Mile win on the line. Mees wants it, but Halbert, maybe he wants it even more. It's American Flat Track on NBCSN. We had a great heads-up battle brewing between Sammy Halbert and Jared Mees, but Halbert actually stretching it a little bit now.
Yeah, Halbert has put in some fast laps all day long. The speed of the Springfield Mile is picking up. He put in a couple of perfect laps. Jared Mees made a couple little bobbles, and he created a 10 bike length separation. Might be just what he needs to lead this thing to the end.
You don't often see that here. Meanwhile, credit to Carver, who has fought all the way back to third. He was third, got pushed back to fifth, sixth, and is now back in the podium spot. Halbert has taken off.
He certainly has. You know, it was interesting that lap by coming off of turn 4. You saw very little movement from his motorcycle. It was locked down. It wasn't bucking. It was just really smooth, and Sammy's riding it really well. I think that his setup for this racetrack is coming to him. The track came to him, and he's able to take full advantage of it.
We'll see if Mees can respond. Right now, it's advantage Halbert. You're on board in the Indian motorcycle of Robinson, who's in the thick of that podium fight. This is unbelievable what Halbert has done.
Yeah, Bauman has moved up as well as we look down there in the corner watching Halbert's machine just locked down really good. Nice and steady, nice and stable. Very little movement whatsoever. Comes off the corner, tucks in nice and low. That's a perfectly tuned machine right there. The handling is absolutely spot on for Sammy Halbert.
Hey, the graphic said he has not won in 71 races since Daytona in early 2016, but that's a totally different track, and as you were saying, a totally different bike back then.
Yeah, he was on a 450 Yamaha at the short track in Daytona, but his last win on a twin was the Stockton Half Mile in Stockton, California, April of 2013. He's getting a big monkey off his back right here.
And he had some confidence coming into this season, working with the Coolbeth Nyla Racing folks. They got on the Indian motorcycle, and this would be a huge statement, not just a win, but to win the Springfield Mile. And I don't think Mees or anyone else has an answer.
Well, there's no better place to get that monkey off your back than here at Springfield. As we saw, that bike was absolutely hooked up, real smooth through turns 1 and 2. Way to go, Sammy.
And this battle is still good. The thing to watch might be that number 1 of Bauman. He is still in 7th, trying to get around the second-year Super Twins rider, Brandon Price. Not what we would expect from your defending champ, won the last 2 races coming into this.
Every point counts for championship contenders, and Briar Bauman is digging right now to gain every one that he can.
Clock has expired, so it's going to be 2 to go. Sammy Halbert has all but got this Springfield Mile.
Yeah, Halbert sitting here thinking with 2 laps to go, he's leading one of the biggest races in American Flat Track. He's listening to the noises in the motorcycle, listening to see if he can see shadows of other riders. There's all kinds of stuff going through his head right now. It's been a while since he's won on the miles. Been 4 years since he's won a national. You can only imagine all the little things going through his head right now.
And now those noises get louder because we're into the final lap. Sammy Halbert is done what I didn't think could be done. He broke Jared Mees. He broke the draft. He's all by himself. He's just got to bring it home.
Good run for Halbert. There's no better way to kickstart your season with a win at the Springfield Mile.
Yeah, and he is 3rd in points, so this could be a building process toward even running for the title. He's definitely been quick this year, but he's gone to another level here at Springfield. Sammy Halbert, as the checkers wave, has won the Springfield Mile for the first time.
Dominating race by Sammy Halbert. Dropped the 5-time champion Jared Mees a little past halfway through this one. Great effort for the Coolbeth Nyla team and their rider, Sammy Halbert.
He has got to be ecstatic. Mees second. Obviously, he would love to win, but he does put a bunch of points between himself and your leader, Bauman, and the celebration begins for the 69.
Yeah, I think that's the longest wheelie I've seen him have for a while. That was a good one.
Why not? Probably the happiest we've seen him in a while. Taking the win. By the way, he's also got a new sponsor. Got the Voodoo Ranger IPA helmet, so a lot of things going in his direction. Tough break for Brian Smith. His bike broke. He finished 17th. Let's send it to Kristen.
Breaking a 4-year winless streak. Sammy, something you and I have talked about. Being able to get back on the top step of the podium after so long, taking back what's mine. How does it feel to own?
Oh, that's right. It feels like I belong here, and so we're going to try and keep making a habit of this. It was just was such a good race for me. I started up front, and for the longest time I couldn't figure out how to lead across the stripe, and then finally started leading across the line and kind of saw where Jared was a little weak, and kept trying to break him, and I couldn't for the longest time. He kept drafting me back, but then finally did. I just put my head down and put in some great corners and pulled that lead, and just thankful to be back racing during these times. And we had a solid crowd here tonight, and hope we can get back to normal soon.
Yeah, everything rolling Sammy's way. He wins the big one at Springfield. He's got the Voodoo Ranger IPA sponsorship to celebrate with, but yeah, didn't quite get the typical packed grandstands that you normally have at Springfield, but they cannot take this away. He's a winner on the mile and a contender in 2020. American Flat Track on NBCSN is brought to you by Vance & Hines, the presenting sponsor of AFT Super Twins, and by American Flat Tracker, the official apparel of AFT, by Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of American Flat Track. Springfield Mile, presented by Memphis Shades, has been won by Sammy Halbert, but the season within a season, a victory in a way for Jared Mees.
Jared, Sammy was in a league of his own during that race, but a huge day in the points for you to allow yourself a little breathing room between you and Briar Bauman.
Yeah, he had an unfortunate day today, unlike him, but we were solid and just not solid enough. You know, me and Sammy kind of toyed with each other a little bit in the beginning, and then he put together like 3 or 4 good corners in a row, and I slipped the groove both of those corners, and he was able just to inch out enough to put the pressure on me to start working too hard and spin it up. So made some mistakes. I feel like we can get the Indian just a little bit better for tomorrow. So glad we get to come back and do it one more time. And congrats to Sammy and his whole team. You know, they work hard just like all of us. Big shout out to Indian Motorcycle, Progressive Insurance, Rogers Racing, all my supporters during this tough times. I really appreciate it.
Season within the season I referred to as this. Mees back into the points lead, but look at Halbert.
Yeah, Halbert says, you know what? I'm not going to let these guys dominate this sport like they have the last 2 years. I'm going to be a man at the top as well.
He's right there, only 16 points back. Had a great battle for third tonight. Jeffrey Carver gets the slot.
We got a good jump, and I just missed my shift. It was just enough to let them two actually get JD in between us, and came back around next lap past JD going in a 1, but when I did, I blew the groove. And it was just enough to give them guys, you know, so many bike links. And then I saw them working together just like me and Jared did last year. It's just enough, and Jared was smart enough. I saw him check back and stay in line with Sammy and just keep pushing. And, you know, I'm happy to be up here, though. You know, sometimes it's just like playing cards. You make a little mistake at the beginning and you just kind of get behind. But it was really good to be able to come back. You know, I kind of moved back forward, kind of got my charge going. And just really happy to be back up here. You know, happy Trails Racing, DPC, Brian Bigelow. It's great, and we're happy to be here in the Illinois state and ready to go after tomorrow.
It'd be awesome to see the Wizard get up there at his home track, and it's because we're racing here again. Doubleheader at Springfield, can't beat that, right?
That's right. Great track, great state, fun times.
And the win goes to Sammy Halbert, so the question is, can he keep it going and make a run for the points lead? Can Briar Bauman bounce back? What about this awesome production twins class? Ryan Barnes taking the win there. That'll be fun to watch for a second run at Springfield. For Kristen Beat and the legend Chris Carr, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching and congrats. First time in 4 years, Sammy Halbert wins at American Flat Track.
And welcome back to the capital of Illinois. It's the Springfield Short Track Doubleheader. I'm Scotty Over, the voice of American Flat Track. Joining me in the booth, welcome number 22, front row, James Monaco. James, how you doing?
Doing pretty good tonight, Scotty. I'm glad to be here. It's lovely Springfield, Illinois, and we're hearing some Bultacos running around. Some two-stroke smoke.
Welcome back to the racetrack, bud. It's good to see you.
Love being back.
Up first, the Astro Dash for Cash. $2,000 been put up by ZOCBD. The riders that have qualified for the Astro Dash for Cash include the 49, Rod Spencer, the 15, Gonzo Garth Brow, 64, Charlie Roberts, 69, Rob McClendon, 89, Revin Kevin Barnes, and the 72 of Wyatt Campbell. Bultacos, James, tell us about these bikes made in Spain.
These bikes are really awesome. Typically starting out at these bikes out here tonight are 360cc, single cylinder, two-stroke, air-cooled. Been around for a long time and a really proven machine on the flat track circuit for many, many years.
Rod Spencer, a guy from California, 63 years old, is on the pole. He goes to the outside, and he is flying today.
Ex-national number 49. The guy's a real pilot, always has been, and with all these years of experience, I mean, it's really showing.
I think almost everybody out there is an ex-national number. Charlie Roberts had 64. Rev and Kevin Barnes had 89. I don't think McClendon ever had a national number. I'm not too sure about Wyatt Campbell's 72 bike, but he's made this Dash for Cash. Again, $2,000 put up by ZOCBD. Here we go, 4 laps, James. Barnes started rolling a little bit. The light turns green. Barnes deleting in the first corner.
Looks like we got Spencer working the outside, squeezing him on the straight and bending it in, coming into 3.
Rod Spencer takes over the lead, the big 49 out front. Rob McClendon in second. Now Barnes back to third. Gonzo Garth Brow way back and forth.
You know, McClendon's been putting a charge on. He's been riding pretty dang good all weekend. We had Spencer out at Carson City last weekend, getting a win in out there and doing some riding with my brother. So it's awesome. All these guys have been on the bike and getting some time in.
The old style, slide it in deep into the corner on the two-stroke. Nothing like it, right, James?
Oh, there's nothing like it in this place. I mean, you're kind of turning the whole time, Scotty. There's not much of a straightaway at all. So, obviously, keeping your momentum is key.
Out front, Rod Spencer stretching out the lead. You got Rob McClendon in second. You got Barnes in that third spot. Gonzo Garth Brow in the fourth spot. Leader off of turn number 4. Here he comes to the checkered flag for this 49. Rod Spencer taking the win, 63 years young.
I love to see it. California guy putting it to him. That's awesome. He's on a nice piece of Jerry Kennedy equipment, and it's awesome.
He's going to stop over there. We'll talk to the winner on that victory podium here in just a second. Send everybody else. So it looks like they're going to bring 3 of them on over here. Ricky Rackman's going to take over our podium interviews here in just a moment. Up here in the booth with me right now is front row James Monaco's first trip back to the racetrack in quite some time. We'll talk a little bit more to James here in a minute. We'll bring the winner down to that victory podium, and I'll get to introduce my good friend, the rock star himself with the fresh mohawk down there on the victory podium. It is Ricky Rackman. We'll get the winner up there first. We'll talk to the winner only here in this Dash for Cash. And then after that, we'll get into opening ceremonies at about 6:30. And then our first AFT singles semifinal is at 6:45. And now let's throw it down to that victory podium and introduce Ricky Rackman with tonight's winner of the Astro Dash for Cash.
Thank you, Scotty. What a great way to start this evening. 63 years young. Rod's 62. Oh, okay. 62. Much younger, I understand. It doesn't matter because you put a hurting on them tonight. How good did it feel to be out there?
It felt good. You know what? Jerry Kennedy gave me a good piece. My brother-in-law and Doug Chandler, man, he's put a lot of time in our pipe guy and Motion Pro. I mean, there's more people I can't even list.
But these Bultacos are just awesome bikes.
They're fun to ride. A lot of work, but fun to ride.
Well, very good. Congratulations. Rod Spencer is your winner. I believe, are we going to talk to second place as well? Because I would like to. Good, I want to talk to second place because Robbie Bobby finished second. Rob McClendon, I've been watching you race all day. You've got a very, dare I say, aggressive style. I'm just curious, how many races have you run today?
I would say I've raced 0 times today. I'm just doing my best out there. But one thing about me, man, I bounce really well off the track. So thanks for all you fans coming out. And obviously thank Walt and my whole team. They've been busting their ass on this Bultaco all day. But hey, Rod was the better man, so we'll try and come back in the feature and make a few more changes. But I'm already tired, man. Fat kid, I need something to eat. Give me a cheeseburger.
Let's give him second place, Rob McClendon and Robbie Bobby. And finishing in third, we've got Kevin Barnes. Always good to see you on the track. So what can you take from this race tonight that you can tell your son when he comes out here again?
I don't know. He's on his own. He's old enough, you know. But, you know, I want to say this weekend's kind of a special weekend for me, and a former mentor of mine, all-around great guy and a good friend of mine passed away, Babe DeMay, and they're going to have the Babe DeMay Challenge this weekend with Memphis Shades. And I'll tell you, the guy gets me choked up a little bit, but it's a pretty special weekend for us, and I hope my son does real well tomorrow in the Babe DeMay Challenge. He'll be racing in it, and hopefully we can come on top.
Yeah, no, dude. Thank you. That was the Bull Taco Dash for Cash, and I think we've got opening ceremonies starting soon. Everybody, let's give it up for all the guys that rode in the Bull Taco Astro Division tonight.
That was just their dash for cash, the fastest 6. We took the top 3 out of their heat races. They ran their qualifying heat races earlier this afternoon. We'll see a big full field of them. I think there's 14 of them in the main event. James Monaco, these Bull Tacos are going. You just told me a little secret about Rod Spencer. He pulled a tire down out of the rafters. Tell me more.
Well, I think so. I mean, I'm not sure where he's been keeping that front tire, but I know the Spencers have a couple of those things. I know Rod Jr. would pull those out for Salinas TT and the deep traction stuff that's out west. So they got a couple of tricks up their sleeve.
The Astro Invitational $2,000 dash for cash was from ZO CBD. They've also got Motion Pros providing $100 gift certificates for 7th and 8th in the main. SDI Racing providing 2 $100 gas cards for 9th and 10th in the main. The last 4 finishers in the main will be in a drawing for a new Bell Star helmet. So that's the Astro Invitational. James Monaco up here joining in the booth. We're going to stop by. We're going to take a quick break in the action. Actually, we have opening ceremonies coming up at 6:30. It is short and sweet. Our first AFT Singles Semi at 6:45. We'll be right back.
On Friday, October 8th, Charlotte NC is hosting an epic battle. American Flat Track returns to the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 2021 season finale.
You see how bad these guys want it.
All the action, all the fun. This is a race you don't want to miss. The Charlotte Half Mile on October 8th at the dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Cardo Systems is the official Bluetooth communicator for American Flat Track. Whether on the road or at the track, the Cardo Systems industry-leading mesh technology keeps you and your fellow riders connected. Racers like Sammy Halbert rely on Cardo for street riding entertainment, as well as a training tool at the track. All Cardo communicators are fully waterproof, dirt-proof, and feature sound by JBL. For more information, check out cardosystems.com and follow Cardo on all social media platforms at @CardoSystems.
Arai Helmets started racing in America and flat track, and we've been supporting it ever since. Arai, handcrafted with an obsessive dedication to rider protection. For more information, please visit our website, AraiAmericas.com. You own the job and everything that comes with it. The mornings that start too early, the nights that go too late, and every unbelievable thing in between. It's good to know you can rent whatever construction equipment you need from people who do whatever it takes. Visit us at catrentalstore.com.
Sideburn is the world's finest go fast, turn left magazine. It is available to buy at Progressive AFT's trackside merchandise booths and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. Born from the desire to inspire and create adventure and community, Super 73 is an electric bike brand fusing motorcycle heritage and youth culture. Founded in 2016 and based in Southern California, Super 73 has led the charge in pioneering a new approach to help redefine the electric bicycle industry by emphasizing thoughtful design, responsible manufacturing techniques, and local community engagement. The brand continually strives to grow and expand into a true industry leader. Visit super73.com for more information.
Cometic Gasket is the official gasket of Progressive American Flat Track. For decades, Progressive American Flat Track champions have depended on Cometic to seal their engines. Cometic gaskets are the professional standard for racers who demand the very best. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989.
Memphis Shades brings you a whole new level of style when it comes to motorcycle windshields and fairings. The quality, style, and selection set these products apart from the pack. Memphis Shades designs and builds all windshields, fairings, and hardware in-house. Raw materials in, finished goods out. Made in Memphis. Style that works.
Welcome to CHD, your home for all things Harley-Davidson. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned bikes. Gear up for a ride with some new motor clothes. Or customize your bike with HD parts and accessories to make it as unique as you are. Our service department can store your bike for the winter or get it tuned up for riding season by our factory-trained technicians. If it's a Harley-Davidson experience you're looking for, Kosier Harley-Davidson's got it. 150 West Marion Avenue in Forsyth or online at KosierHD.com.
evening, everyone. Welcome to Springfield, Illinois. It's the AMA All-Star National Flat Track Series. Tonight, it's the George Mack Memorial Short Track. Also tonight is the AMT Singles Class running a doubleheader. It's a great night of racing. Special thanks to the sponsors of the AMA All-Star National Flat Track Series, Light Shoe, Bill Pipes, Seafoam, Law Tigers, Motorcycle Lawyers, RockAuto.com, Vans Motorsports, American Supercamp, Lang Bros, and Hoosier Racing Tires. I'm Scotty Dubler. Let's go down trackside to our partner down there. He's got a fresh hairdo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ricky Rackman.
Thank you, Scotty Dubler. So happy to be here. This is the starting of 3 incredible days of racing. And what we've got going on tonight, we've got full contact ultimate fighting on motorcycles. I am so ready. It's the AFT Short Track Doubleheader here at the Springfield Short Track. I've said it before, some of the coolest race fans that I've met are right here at Springfield, and you know that I don't say that every single weekend. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, please rise and remove your hats for the invocation from the Motor Racing Outreach. Please welcome Raymond Rizzo.
Thank you, Ricky. Let's all pray together. Our loving Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for the opportunity to stand before you tonight and say thank you for all of our many blessings, seen and unseen. We're thankful for all those that are serving around this track. We thank you for all the riders. Ask that you'd help them to stay safe from harm. I also thank you for all their friends, their crew, all of those sponsors, and everyone that's putting this event on. Bless each and every one. And Father, we want to say a special thank you for the memory of George Mack. We appreciate him. We miss him so much, and we bless the family. And we think of those that are serving around the world for our freedom. And we ask that you would give them encouragement. Let them know they are loved, even though they're apart from family. Bless them tonight. And we'll thank you for it all in advance. And everyone said, amen and amen.
Please remain standing for the national anthem from Brittany Hamill.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, for what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Once again, everybody, let's give it up for Brittany Hamill. There is something that you can kind of feel. I know some of you feel it. There's some sort of electricity, that something pretty amazing is going to happen. The kind of stuff that happens elbow to elbow at the Springfield Short Track. I am so ready for it. I know those of you that are watching all over the world on TrackPass are ready, and I can tell that these people here that are at the Springfield Short Track are ready. Am I correct? Are you ready? They're ready. I'm ready. I know you are ready. Back to you, Scotty.
Thanks a lot, Reverend Ricky Rackman down there. This is the first race. It's the capital of Illinois, Springfield, Illinois. There's the Capitol building right here. We're getting set to go with our first race. Will be our AFT singles. They're racing 2 semifinals. It'll lead into the main event. We'll take a look back at Peoria, Illinois, a recap of the last round of American Flat Track as we make our way into Springfield. Here's a look back. Out in front. Right behind him is the Hammer, Henry Wiles. Oh, Dallas off the track. Oh. Dallas Daniels goes off the track. He is down in the grassy area. He is off of the racing surface. The Hammer, Henry Wiles in the lead. Oh, there goes Kitchen. No. Kitchen goes down. The bike goes into the creek. There's the splash of water. We'll watch for Dallas Daniels. He's already picked off about half the field.
Oh, wow.
Dallas down on the front straightaway. That's Dallas Daniels gets into a tank stop on the front straightaway. Here we go. Wiles going to lead him in the first corner. Maxwell in second. The Hammer delivers in the main event, last race of the night. Henry Wiles will take the victory. And Henry Wiles thinks he won the Peoria TT. Unfortunately, has been disqualified dating back to the Weed Sport race number 2 of New York Short Track. He was disqualified from that round and from the Peoria TT, and he is not in attendance here tonight. That means Maxwell will stretch out the points lead. Maxwell from Kundu, Australia, now in the points lead by 20 points, 201 points, 4 wins on the season. He'll now be the winner of the Peoria TT. Dallas Daniels second with 181, Morgan Mishler third with 164, Mikey Rush 141, and Henry Wiles way back in 5th with 125. Maxwell now with the points lead, 20 points with just a few rounds remaining out here today. There's Raymond Rizzo. Raymond Rizzo down there with Big P getting set to go with our first race. AFT singles semis coming up in just a moment. The crews are struggling there, pitted outside of turn number 1 and 2. And Maxwell getting his thoughts together, getting ready to focus for tonight's short track.
As all year, keep going out there to win races. Don't want to get second, just got to, keep on top of it. But of course, that we're towards the end of the season now, so you got to be smart, don't want to make any stupid moves. But yeah, definitely just want to keep winning. That's the goal of it.
And that is your points leader coming in. That is Maxwell now joining me in the booth. We've had a few guests up here. James Rispelli was here, Monica was here, and now the Bullet, Brad Baker. Brad, welcome to Springfield.
Thanks a lot, Scotty. It's awesome to be back here in the land of Lincoln. Always feels like a second home to me coming back here. I think I've been coming here for almost 20 years, since 2001. We always ran the amateur nationals here, so really cool to be back here in Springfield. This short track's always an awesome one to watch, produces some great racing, so I'm excited to see the action.
And a big development. Henry Wiles disqualified, not here. That's big. That's huge.
Yeah, it's really big. I mean, Henry's always strong at this racetrack, so that's one of the contenders out of the mix, but all these guys are going really good. I mean, the last time we were here and last year, I mean, we had 2 new winners. Well, 1 new winner with Trevor Bruner and another new winner with Dallas Daniels at Springfield at least. So Henry was not one of the winners that night, and there's a lot of fast guys out here.
Semifinal number 1 is down there in the holding pen. This singles guys are going to have 2 semifinals, and 4 semifinals, so each of them will run 2 semifinals and 2 main events. There's a little bit of weather in the area right now. It is a little bit cloudy out, 72.4 degrees at 8 o'clock. It'll drop down to 70 at 9 o'clock, 69 degrees. A beautiful night for some motorcycle racing. Of course, Mother Nature is close by and in the area. We'll get the racing started here real soon. We're about 2 minutes away from our first race. It is AFT singles, 2 semifinals. The top 8 go to the main event. Brad, there's 14 of them come out in this first race. Only 8 of them make the main.
Yeah, these guys have to be on it right away. I mean, if you just make one little mistake, you're going to be out of the main event. These guys want to be out of the main event. You always want to make it to the show and see and make as much points as you possibly can.
Engines fire up here. They come rolling onto the racetrack. 21 will be coming out there. Trevor Bruner, the 1 of Dallas Daniels. The number 13, Morgan Mishler. The 26, Aiden Rusev is on the front row. Row 2, 18, Maxwell. 38, Tanner Dean. 55, Tyler Raggio. 48, Trent Lowe. Row 3, 176, Michael Lanehart. 109, Billy Ross. 11, Andrew Luker back at it. 99, Kevin Stallings. And way at the back row, 133, David Wiggin. And the 157, Ian Wolf. So they're going to bring them out. This will be their chance to get lined up. You got to get a good start. You got to do it in a hurry because it is only 8 laps and only the top 8 to the main event.
Yeah, if you get a bad start on this track, it's pretty hard to make up time. I mean, they can get busy really quick. These guys got to be aggressive in the first couple corners, make as many positions as they can right away.
We're going to give them 1 lap to check it out. This will be a good chance to get a good practice start. They haven't started over here. These guys haven't raced yet this weekend. We've had yesterday racing District 17, Vintage National. This is their first time for a practice start on the starting line.
Yeah, just get a good feel for it. There's a lot of grip on this racetrack, so a lot of them will most likely be using their whole shot device, trying to keep the front wheel on the ground off the lawn.
The Bullet, Brad Baker, up here with me outside turn number 2 in the booth where we're watching the races from, so it's a little bit different for us, but we're going to check it out. Ray Rizzo brings out the yellow. They'll stage them up, turn loose again. Rows of 4. It looks like we have 4 rows of motorcycles again, 1st through 8th, directly to the main event. If you don't finish there, you might have a provisional left in your back pocket, but nobody wants to use those.
No, definitely, and there's been quite a few of them used so far this year, so it'll probably be a new person using it tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to stage them up and turn loose. Here we go. Semi-final number 1. It is Progressive American Flat Track. AFT Singles Semi number 1. Bruner puts his hand up. I don't know if he's got the bike run.